with breathtaking views and championship challenges. Today's Golfzon Tour match brings us to PGA National. Just look at how stunning this golf course is, but it will pose some serious challenges for our players today. Thank you very much for tuning in today on the Golfzon Tour matched between Houston and Monterrey, Mexico. My name is Emma Carpenter, joined by my co-host Landon Ashworth. Landon, what do you expect that we will see today?
I think Mexico's about to get a spanking of epic proportions. I think that's going to be like taking a pacifier from a tiny little baby. Why would you do that? You wouldn't, because you'd be a monster. Dear God. But I do think that I was just reading the bios of the players, and 3 of the Houston players of the 3 have all shot rounds of 61 in their life. So unless there's just a bunch of sandbagging pathological liars, I don't see there being a snowball's chance in HE double hockey sticks of Mexico having any semblance of a possibility of winning this match. Emma Carpenter, you look very handsome today.
Oh, well, thank you. Back at you, Landon.
God bless you.
All right, well, bringing you the action shortly on the Golfzon Tour. First, let's take a look over in Monterrey, Mexico at Mulligan's Golf Bar and Restaurant. We got a real solid team playing today. First up is Bernardo Terran. Bernardo is from Monterrey. He's been playing golf for 15 years. He's also played soccer, tennis, baseball, volleyball, table tennis. Quite the athlete. He said that simulator golf has improved his game greatly, so we're going to get a chance to see that up close today in this competitive environment. And back over in Houston, let's take a look. Coming to you from Houston, Texas, over at the Daly Round. First up in Houston, this is Justin Engel. Low score of 61. He says his favorite snack or beverage at the turn is a Dr. Pepper. Hopefully we can get him one of those today in this match. Maybe that'll get the competitive juices flowing. And in Monterrey, Mexico, number 2, Jesus Cavazos. El Camaleon, Mayakoba, his favorite golf course, where we actually just saw another Golfzon Tour match. He said he fired a 65 before on course. Beer and tacos, his favorite snack at the turn. El Camaleon, Mayakoba. Really, really great course that we saw on the Golfzon simulators as well. But back over in Houston, player number 2, Ben Willman. He's played at Pebble Beach. He's played in the Open. He's showing off the golf swing that he's got ready for us today. And rounding out the team in Mexico, here's Alejandro Yaguno. He says the fun of playing simulator golf is you can play all hours of the day. You can play at night. You can play early in the morning before the sun comes up. Recently got first place in a tournament at his home course. He says he hits daily bombs, and he's a lot of fun to watch. Look at the smile and the nod. Oh, he's ready for it today. Back over in Houston, rounding out the team, this is Robert Scott. He says that indoor golf became just something to do with his friends, but now here he is being broadcasted on the Golfzon Tour. He's a family man and a golf geek, self-proclaimed. It'll be real fun to watch Robert today, just 29 years old. Let's take a look at the signature holes at PGA National. This is hole number 3, the par 5, 538 yards. Got water up the left. The green got bunkers left and right. It's going to be real important to have a solid and straight approach shot coming into that green. How about this hole number 5, the par 3, water short, all up the left as well. You're going to want to hit that green. The par 3s have been a real separator on the Golfzon Tour. And finally, the number 9 hole, par 4. Again, water up the left. I really hope that you are keeping the golf ball straight off the tee, because it will sure be penalizing. Without further ado, let's get right into the action. Monterrey, Mexico, and Houston.
Carpenter, both players opting for an iron off the tee. What in the world are they thinking?
You don't think that's the right play, Landon?
That's not a power play. I'll tell you that. It is not a way to show the other team that you mean business. Sometimes, it's very few and far between that you'll ever have a very first opening hole that's a par 3, but just to put fear in my competitors, I'd use driver off that par 3. You got to let people that you came out here to take their money and to let them know that you mean business. See, now we're talking. Monterrey just hit a driver. That's what you want to do. You don't want to hook it and put it comedically behind a tree, but you do want to hit driver. Houston opting for iron again. I guess they're just going to try to put the ball in play. I personally was playing this PGA National course earlier today. It's not a long course, but I certainly use driver off every single tee because, you just want birdie putts.
Landon, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say you played this golf course earlier today. What is the key to success out here at PGA National?
Since it's not that, now it's par 70, mind you, so that's tricky. You got to keep the ball in play, number one. If you're a shaper of the golf ball, you don't really worry about the water. You don't worry about the hazard. As we saw from the other Golfzon events that we've played so far, out of bounds was just devastating to some of the teams. But PGA National is more wide open, less tree. Water is a factor, but the hazards on this course aren't that bad. We should see several rounds below par today. As long as you're for the golf ball, you shouldn't be in any trouble whatsoever. And I don't think that Team Houston's going to have a very hard job if they're going to be shooting ones to get a W on the board early and often. It's a beautiful shot right out the gate, birdie putt. Booyah.
Good start there for Justin Engel. Now here's Jesus Cavana. How about this? On the moving swing plate, ball way above his feet.
Oh, caught a little bit of that horticulture, sadly, and ends up in the beach. Oh, this is something that we haven't seen yet, Emma. It seems as if Team Houston is chirping at their own players, almost like a team captain scenario. That's a very interesting scenario that we haven't seen yet. Giving advice, giving some feedback.
What did you hear, Landon?
I thought I saw and heard somebody from Houston, that guy right there, old handsome sensible pants, telling his player what club he might want to hit and the shot he might want to hit. My ears may have escaped me, but it seemed like he was giving a little bit of feedback. Interesting. We haven't seen that.
Well, if there's some in-team coaching, if it helps, why not? As long as your teammate is receptive to it.
Right.
We don't want to see any inter-team turmoil on the Golfzon tour.
I certainly do. I wouldn't mind to see a fist fight. Heck, I might pay to see a fist fight. You throw a pissed off orangutan in there who's been hopped up on NyQuil, and you got yourself a real golf match.
Landon, what in your opinion would warrant a fist fight?
A pissed off orangutan hopped up on NyQuil. Certainly do it. Somebody throws I'm telling you right now, if you throw an orangutan at me, it's hopped up on NyQuil, you and I might have words. Birdie chance in Houston. I think we're going to be seeing birdie chances aplenty on this hole and also throughout the match. it seems like we got 6 straight up sticks. No one hit their ball OB, which is also, I think, another first for the Golfzon Tour. We've seen, I think, in every match, somebody hit an OB on the first hole.
Yeah, just a little bit of those first tee jitters. You ever get those, Landon?
Well, it depends on what I'm doing. I played in one Monday qualifier because I lost a bet, and I couldn't even feel my hands. I was so nervous. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of playing in front of other people. I just absolutely hate it. So yeah, I nerves absolutely get to me. What about you, Emma Carpenter? I know you played in college.
Oh, absolutely, Landon. I was the queen of getting nervous. Boy, was I ever. I mean, on the first tee, there was one time I went to the range. Dare I use this word? I was on the driving range before a tournament, shanking. I could not hit a single golf ball straight. I was so nervous. I went to the bathroom and threw up.
Oh yeah, I've been there. And did you end up going out to the course and just laying it down?
I played perfectly fine. It wasn't my best round of golf ever, but I mean, I played pretty well. I was playing match and I won a match.
Lip out after lip out. Team Houston and Team Monterrey both lipped out their birdie putts. That's a bummer.
Now, we noticed, Landon, a lot of these players in this match today have played some seriously low rounds of golf.
Yeah, bonkers low.
All three golfers from the Daly Round in Houston, two golfers with low score of 61 and another with the low round of 63 in a tournament. I mean, my gosh, how impressive is that? What kind of scores do you think that we're going to need to see today for a team to win in this match?
I think just about every single team is going to need to go birdie par or birdie birdie to win a hole. I don't think you're going to see par bogey win any holes in this match today, but we are seeing just about every player blow these putts past the hole. That's the first made putt that we've seen past, I think, about 10 feet so far, and that was for par. So it's going to be bogey par in Monterrey, sadly, for them when they had, I think they had at least 2 birdie putts, so that's a bummer. So a couple 3 putts out there.
So the bogey par from Monterrey, and it's looking like Houston will have par. This putt right here, Robert Scott already in for his par, and then now this upcoming putt will be for par.
Yeah, you wonder if they increase the stimp speed on this simulator because, wow, they have just been hammering balls past the hole here. Got a Lab Golf putter there. I have that very own putter myself. Great putter, nice par. Houston with the W on the first hole. Do I know how to call him Emma Carpenter, or do I know how to call him?
You know how to call them. You absolutely know how to call them, Landon. Houston wins hole number 1. That short par putt tap in from Ben Willman, who played in an open. Wow.
I like that practice swing out of Team Houston. He's just getting those angles set early and then just holding on to the ankle and turning with his lower body. I think this guy is going to be a ripper off the tee. And that is the tricky thing when you have a really nice, powerful, low lower body swing, your miss will be left. You're not spinning out with the upper body. And that's exactly what we saw out of Team Houston there. Really nice, compact, powerful swing, but the miss will be left out of him. And that is the opposite. He had an upper body swing, and his miss is going to be right, but he finds the center of the fairway on that one. You saw his little reroute move, so he went steep swing to a little bit of a shallow swing with a little loop-de-doop, and that's a fairway finder right there. A classic Jim Furyk approach. Jim Furyk, as we all know, has the lowest tournament round score of any PGA touring professional in the history of golf, shooting 58 once in tournament, and that is absolutely bonkers banana. It was a par, I think it was a par 70 or 71 course. I know a par 72 the shot is 58, but still, I mean, that's just crazy.
And Landon, we just saw the first out of bounds ball from Bernardo Terran.
A bummer.
Up now here is Yaguno.
Look at the calves on that kid. You think he stole those from some sort of like heavy machine shop? Got calves like compressor blades. It's just thick and meaty. That is a man who did not skip leg day.
Do you ever skip leg day, Landon?
No, it's every Wednesday, and I would rather drink battery acid than do it, but I also reward myself with a nice protein shake. You ever skip leg day, Emma Carpenter? You can't. Haven't played college golf.
Never. And actually, you know, having really strong legs is a sign we've seen of some good golfers. Some really good golfers have super strong legs. It's their ability to work the ground. It's how they get a lot of power.
It's a really hard for the average golfer to understand just how important the legs are in the golf swing. You show me a slicer, I will show you somebody who has no clue how to use their lower body in a golf swing. Now that's one of those times where you need to start doing the wall drills, where you put your left shoulder behind a wall and sit down into your right heel and learn how to scoop your hips up before your shoulders move, and then you will understand just how much power you can generate out of your legs in a golf swing. Very nice shot there, putting her probably about 10, 15 feet away from the pin. He's going to have a nice birdie putt. Great swing there. And that's that beautiful swing from Team Houston. You can see him coil up into that right heel at an uneven lie, but able to put the ball on the playing surface and hit a putt for his birdie. Emma Carpenter, you were saying something before you were so tragically bowled over by my illustrious signal voice.
Oh, no, that's no problem at all, Landon. I was going to ask you if you have ever taken a golf lesson.
Yeah, you bet I have, Emma Carpenter.
You have? I wouldn't be surprised. I thought that you were super self-taught.
When I was a little kid, I had golf lessons probably from the ages of maybe 10 to 12 or 13. And that's when I realized that golf coaches wouldn't be able to help me, because as they described, the golf swing is not how my brain interpreted what a golf swing should be. So there's a technical golf swing, and then there's an artistic golf swing. Tiger Woods was probably the best way to marry the two. He both had the artistry and the technical side. And then you have a player like Mo Norman that was 100% art, which is why he was probably the best striker of the golf ball, but not super long. Very nice chip in there from Team Houston. Birdie. Big chip in. Love it. And then probably the most technical golf swing of all time, I would say, would probably be Sam Snead or Ben Hogan. They were crazy technical. Maybe Bryson DeChambeau, but we're not going to talk about him these days. Out there,
Landon, I saw that you got a hole-in-one with a you got a hole-in-one over his simulated house, or a simulated house, similar to how he's been doing in person.
I did it 2 days in a row in Carpenter.
2 hole-in-ones. Wow, on the Golfzon simulator. How about that?
Well, it's really not that hard. It's you just gotta find a green that slopes towards the hole, get a real nice stance, and make a good turn.
This putt right here from Ben Willman. He sinks this one in Houston. They win. It's going to be par bogey over in Monterrey.
This on the amateur side. Players going to need their flat sticks working. Good little tap in, double bogue.
That chip in that we saw from Robert Scott was absolutely massive. But it looks like Houston will take this hole to start out with back-to-back wins on holes 1 and 2.
Do we know how to call it? Or oh boy, he hit that with a nuclear warhead. On the tee box. Okay. Oh, he hit it so hard he didn't really care. Well, he's got to make this, doesn't he, for the win? I mean, if he lips it out.
I wonder why they have it in yards today and not in feet.
Yeah. I wonder if Mexico has it in meters. Do they use meters? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Just like that, Houston pulls out the win again. That's back-to-back holes. Let's watch one more time. Take a look at Robert Scott's chip in, where it was looking to be a pretty tight hole, but this got it done right here. Boom! Money bags, and that secured the win. 2 up through 2 over in Houston, Texas. Let's look at hole number 3, the par 5. You played it, Landon. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's 538 yards, just pretty much dead straight with a little bit of dog-leggish right there at the end. Green guarded by 2 sand traps. It just takes 2 long bombs dead straight or 2 straight fairway irons and a straight chip. There's nothing nefarious about this hole. All it takes is a couple straight shots and you'd be on the green putting for your eagle. You just don't want to do anything fancy here. Just turn that ball over from left to right or right to left. It doesn't. Pretty big wide open fairway. Got to stay away from those trees. Just want to square that club face right there at the end, and he is in the rough. But even a ball in the rough on this hole isn't going to hurt you. Isn't like other golf courses that we've seen that's super penal if you don't hit the fairway. You can get away with some wayward tee drives here at PGA National.
What would you say is the biggest challenge then, Landon?
It's not a hard golf course unless you're driving very, very inaccurately. It's a gettable golf course. I know that a lot of people say that it's a trickier course. I think the way that they guarded low scores on this course is with the greens and the undulation, but as long as you're keeping the ball in play, it's a gettable golf course. It's really not that hard. Just good drives, good approach shots. It's a gettable golf course. I don't know what to say about it other than that.
Alejandro Yaguno with the fairway long iron shot, setting himself up for a real nice little layup.
He smashed that thing. All right, nobody found any hazards on that hole. Nobody hit their ball OB to the right of that cart path. This is probably going to be the most challenging second shot that we're going to see today. You're going to have to hit a high, buttery, sexy cut right around those palm trees, and I think that he's changing his aim here. He's going to hit a high, buttery cut, or he's going to have to.
Bernardo Terran, he's got a long, double cross.
No. Oh, you love to see it because it heats up the action between these two teams. But yeah, he had a classic double cross. Now, a double cross is when you bring the path left, but you also have a closed club face and you just pull it in the opposite direction. All he had to do was just keep that toe up in the air with his club path, and he would have had a awesome high buttery cut, but he wasn't able to sync those two up. He turned that face over at the end and just yanked that ball into that.
See, that's the number one objective if you're trying to cut the ball because there's any trouble on the left. That club face has got to be square to open. If that club face is shut whatsoever, you're going to be in trouble.
Two golf balls in a row in a hazard from Team Monterrey. They are in massive trouble right now.
Unfortunately for Monterrey, Justin Engel over in Houston actually found the out of bounds on his second shot. So, we mentioned that they were able to avoid the trouble off the tee, but Landon, the second and third shots, particularly all these second shots for these players, are posing to be a challenge to keep the ball in play.
I can't think of anything more deflating than your dad walking out on you on your 9th birthday for a pack of cigarettes and never coming home. That happened to a guy I know. I won't say his name, but yeah, it's pretty emasculating to hit an absolute bomb drive just to follow it up with being an OB on your second shot. That is just gut-wrenching. Never want to see that. That is exactly what happened with Team Houston. What kind of lie? Is he in the water right there?
It sure looks like it, does it? Jesus Cavana looks like maybe he can get a club on that golf ball, or it's just a funky draw. Fortunately, he doesn't actually have to get his shoes wet on this shot since we're indoors, but
it'd be funny if you had to have a pitcher of water dumped on your shoes. If you do have your feet in the water, that would add for some real good physical comedy, but sadly, that is not what we're doing here on the Golfzon tour.
Maybe next year, Landon. Maybe next season.
That'd be great. Maybe you're in the water, you have to stick your feet in a bucket of wet, sloppy eels.
Oh, there's got to be eels?
Yeah, sloppy ones.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, smelly sloppy eels. Wow, look at that high, towering shot. Must have compressed the absolute bejesus out of that golf ball. Speaking of Jesus, got a wonderful swing there by Jesus. Very nice shots from Team Houston as well. Let's see if you can't judge the speed a little bit better. Going left hand low with the index finger pointed down. Putter grip that Brooks Koepka has been using a lot lately.
This putt for par from Jesus needs it to come back. Speed was perfect, just missed it a little bit. Seemed to be almost a double breaker, but straight at the same time. Just those those real wigglers are tough to read.
I hate reading wigglers.
You and me both.
Yeah, that's right, Emma Carpenter. Man, it's nice to see that these players are starting to figure out the speed of these greens. Great long bogey putt there. That actually might be a big bogey save, depending on what happened with the putts of this team, Houston. They've been bashing the golf ball past the hole. Nice birdie. Team Monterrey, they needed that badly.
See, now, while all other 5 players haven't been playing this hole super fantastically, Alejandro Yaguno was just patiently waiting for his turn. He hit 3 really solid shots and capitalized on it.
When you're playing these match play formats, and it's a cumulative best score between the 2 match play, it is imperative that at least one player plays well, because birdie bogey is still net par, and sometimes that's just enough to have a hole.
That's absolutely right, Landon, and that is what it's going to be. Yaguno with the birdie, his teammates in for bogey about. So now it's going to be up to Team Houston. If they can roll in this birdie, they're going to be in really good shape.
Man, just cannot find the base. Leaves 9 feet left for his comebacker.
Hey, good math, Landon.
Well, 3 times 3 is not a super tricky one to do, but I got this.
You know your tables, don't you?
You bet. I had to memorize those as a kid, otherwise I wouldn't be let inside. It's like they're starting to add a little swing oil to their repertoire, getting a little sauced up. Good for them. They got to know what works for them. Nothing wrong with a little beverage at the turn, and by turn I mean the second hole. They're at the Daly Round indoor golf simulator bar and grill located in Houston, Texas. They have 4 2-vision Golfzon simulators, and they have really welcome, relaxed environment there at the Daly Round out there in Texas. They have upscale premium spirits, craft beers, and specialty drinks out there. Talk a little bit about Mulligan's golf bar and restaurant. They have 6 different locations in Mexico.
Wow.
Monterrey branch hosting some Golfzon tour tournaments. They have several 2-vision Golfzon simulators out there. They have a programmed event calendar with tournaments, leagues, golf lessons. A lot to offer these 2-zone golf simulators, not only for golfers, but for owner-operators too. Just an absolute cash cow if you're looking to get into a small business, if you're tired of that corporate job, rat race. You got your boss just yelling at you all day. Why don't you become your own boss and start a Golfzon simulator bar and grill? That'd be pretty dope, right, Emma Carpenter?
I think that would be pretty dope indeed. This putt right here to win the hole. We just saw yet another birdie from Robert Scott, and oh no, just burns the edge on the high side. Wow.
It's so important to get the speeds down on these greens, because as long as he would have been in 3-foot makeable range, he would have had a tap in to win the hole. But sadly, he's going to have the dreaded 3-putt. I know personally, if I ever hit a 3-putt, I wouldn't have the courage to ever show my face again in public. Yourself, Emma Carpenter?
Yeah, for sure. I've never had a 3-putt. Never, ever.
That's why we're friends and confidants.
And he'll go ahead and clean that up.
That a dreaded halve.
That is a halve. That is a birdie bogey from both Houston and Monterrey. And Houston will remain 2 up going into hole number 4.
Surprised we didn't see the putter toss there. I certainly would have tried to hurl that thing through a plate glass window if I was him.
Well, I don't see any windows right there nearby. So at least there's no windows in danger.
I'll tell you this, Emma Carpenter, I would have gone and found.
So ever since I was little, my dad was top of Mexico, top of Monterrey. He's like a sort of legend here in Monterrey.
I've been playing golf like since I was 15 years old. I've been playing in the Mulligans and the indoor golfing for like 6 or 7 years.
I came to Mulligan's around 6-8 months ago. I came for an invitation and tournament. I liked it. I see the qualification system. I played it. I qualified, and I'm here.
I had, since I was young, teachers and a lot of discipline on the golf course.
Our team Mulligans and the people that play in the teams. I'm actually really good friends with all of them. So I know all the guys. They're actually cool guys and they're so awesome and they're so kind.
Just about 2 months ago, I met them in person and we started talking. We started playing good. We have great chemistry.
So we love to play minimum once a week. So it's pretty good. And we almost on the same level. So when someone plays good, someone plays bad, we try to support us.
I think every member of the team has something to get to us, so we can hopefully get to the final.
This is my first time on like a big tournament on the simulators. It's almost the same like in the real life. It's pretty accurate, really. Like from the driver, the rough stuff, the backspin, all the numbers are pretty accurate.
This has been for us like the closest thing we have to a real golf course, because here in Mexico it's so complicated and unaffordable to play in a real golf course.
You kind of have to lock in. At the end of the day, it's golf, it's a tournament, and we're here to win big.
Take a look at this absolutely gorgeous par 4, hole 4, 398 yards. Pretty short. Nothing real nefarious about this. You just got to, again, put the ball in play. Just find fairway. 300-yard drive will leave you 100 yards in. Doesn't require anything special here other than just a fairway finder. Or even if you hit a 3-wood off the tee, you'd have a 9-iron in. Like I said, PGA National is not a hard golf course. You just got to find the fairway. Just saw a 300-yarder out of Team Monterrey, Mexico, with the ball right in the center of the fairway. They're going to have a 100-yard chip.
Not even, only 60 yards left for Alejandro Laguno.
Oh, this hole is only playing 380.
372 yards. That's why Robert Scott, who's natural 2 under par, decided to hit just a driving iron off the tee. Laguno just in phenomenal shape up there. High draw, why not?
That's certainly what I would try to do.
What kind of ball flight do you like to play off the tee, Landon?
All depends on what the hole calls for. I am a big shaper of the golf ball. I like to work it every single way humanly possible.
I love that, Landon. Shaper of the golf ball is a sign of really just being in tune with your own golf swing and knowing how the game works. I love it. How about that drive we just saw from Bernardo Theron? I love listening to his teammates cheer him on. 315 yards nearly, that one was. Monterrey in really good shape on this par 4 force.
Got a 120 club speed out of that one. No, even if you played it on that other fairway, which it's heading for out of Team Houston, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine if you're in. Oh, no. Finds the opposite end of the playable boundary and hits it. OB. You know, you wonder if missing that easy comeback par putt got in his head, because he's off kilter now. He went bogey to win the hole to OB off the tee in Houston. Pressure might be setting in. This 150 grand Throw some money to some bookies or some nefarious people, and he's starting to get the shakes.
Oh no. See, we saw 2 balls from Monterrey in the middle of the fairway go into the bunker. Now here, the longest drive. Here's Tehran, only 40 yards. Let's see if he can capitalize on this drive.
Gonna need to stick. I do not speak Spanish, but I assume that he said, the burrito is tasty. I love burritos, Emma Carpenter.
Burritos are great food. Landon, I think you had some Chipotle for dinner. How was that tasting?
It was just the carnitas was a little dry, I'll be honest, but I'll give her another chance tomorrow. That Chipotle, it deserves every opportunity that you can possibly give to her. Team Mexico deep in the sand trap there is going to try to hit a nice little fluffy cut and not able to do it on the back side, back in the fairway.
Wow.
Knocking up the golf balls there in Houston. They're like little cartoon chipmunks just hoarding away the golf balls for the winner. Nice touch out of Team Monterrey. Nice little zippy cut out of the bunker. Good shot.
Wow, lots of golf balls finding this bunker. It seems like it might just be playing a little bit more uphill than the players think. What do you think, Landon?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna need to see what the wind is doing, because maybe there's a breeze in their face. No, they have the wind working with them. 2 to 3 mile per hour helping breeze. 130 yards. This is just a nice laid back, easy sand wedge. I don't know what is going on with this team that they're not getting the ball up there.
Here's the second shot from Robert Scott and par putt from Yaguno in Monterrey. Par putt, rolls it in, buries it, and Scott coming in, getting aggressive. Wow.
That was a beautiful pass. It was nice seeing that ball just traveling straight towards the hole. Very straight, very true. Team Monterrey rolls in his bogey putt. Let's see if he can't get his nerves back in gear. He's got that ball below the feet. You see that swing plate adjusting to his lie in over 64 different positions. This one's going to be the ball below the feet position, which means the ball could squirt out a little bit to the right. That is a man who was able to get it back. Team Monterrey rolling in their bird. Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet is right. And just like that, Team Monterrey with the birdie par on hole number 4. They got off to a slow start, but they played this hole really well. Here's Justin Engel. He's going to need to get this golf ball up and down. And then they're going to need Robert Scott to roll in his birdie putt if they want to have the hole.
And right.
Oof.
Just over that ledge, huh, man?
Now this will be a must make for Scott. They'll need that birdie par to tie Monterrey's score. His teammate in good shape for a nice straightforward par putt, but this birdie putt has got to drop.
All the way. Never
Wow.
needed it badly, too. Very nice putt from Robert Scott there.
Robert Scott, a natural 3 under through 4.
Playing real good golf. Fairways and greens. Nothing special, but that will make a very tidy scorecard.
Team Monterrey does not look too pleased. They were super pumped up with that birdie par finish on hole number 4, rightfully so. Now moving up, Robert Scott's got to be feeling pretty darn good about himself.
I would hope so. This little par 371 yards. Can't be short, can't be long, but is a very long, wide green. You just can't be short and you can't be long. Just got to be the number. Luckily, that number isn't too far, 68 yards. Good pass. That's going to be safe. Mexico. Yep. It's there on the playing surface. Not bad. Emma Carpenter, do you feel like this is a birdie hole, or is this a hole where you think I got par? Let's run away from this one and off to the next tee box.
From only 170 yards, I wouldn't say it's short. I wouldn't say it's long. There is water over there on the left side, so you see a lot of these players kind of airing short right. Luckily, wow, good bounce there for Robert Scott in Houston. He had actually probably what was a little bit too much club, or that double cross, the old double cross we've been talking about, gave him a little more distance to kick off the rocks and carry the water long left. But I would definitely say on a hole like this, Landon, par is never a bad score. It's definitely, I wouldn't say it's a super difficult birdie, but two pars I think would give you a pretty good chance.
Birdie man showing that he is human after all and not just part bird. Shows that he too can hit a non-perfect shot, but I bet he's gonna hit a zippy little chip in there and save the par. That's what I think out of Robert. This ball from Houston is working back to the left. It just needs to stick. Yep, safely on the playing surface as well. Hope that his nerves don't get the best of him and he doesn't hit it in the water here, because we've been seeing a little bit of a wandering square club face out of him from Team Houston. Monterrey has a zippy little chip here. Just needs to hit one real close and save his par. Zip, 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 past the hole. All right, that should be a nice little tap-in par. Houston still on the tee box. That's a great pass. It's gonna just be right of the hole, probably pin high or pretty close. Yeah. Very nice. Gets his nerves back under control. Hits a real great shot there.
Oh, Ben Willman, who we just saw there, he's originally from England. Played in 6 PGA Tour events. He is no rookie, that is for sure. Must be why he's giving lots of advice to his teammates. We've seen Willman up there helping him with the aim and whatnot, but certainly Robert Scott has had things completely under control. 3 under par through 4. Now trying to get this ball up and down. Actually a little bit of a lucky break carrying that water.
I think Robert's going to hit one real close.
First, let's look at the birdie chance over in Monterrey. Great view we see. Just comes up a little bit short.
Love that camera angle. Behind the hole. I told you. That Robert, man, he's automatic. What a great player.
Jesus Cavana with the side saddle par putt. You ever drop your foot back like that and just kind of side saddle, go up and tap it in, Landon? Or are you grinding over every single putt on the green?
God, no. I have anything within 8 feet. It's best for me to just turn off my brain, walk up there and hit it. Yeah, I turn my brain off on those. The less I think about 8-footers, the more I'll make. That's what I grind in practice and will obsess over all of them. But when I'm out there on the course, actually, oh, beautiful birdie putt out of Houston and a nice save for par out of Team Monterrey.
Just under 30 feet. Huge birdie putt from Justin Engel. And this now, gosh, yet again, Team Houston is looking to be in pretty good shape.
It's a lovely pair of pants.
What did you call them earlier, Landon? You call them old trusty pair, or what? Something about them being reliable.
I try not to pay too much attention to what I say, Emma. You probably shouldn't either. It'd be for the best. Let's see if he can't roll this in short and left.
Oof.
Just got a little handsy there right at the end.
Another putt to win the hole. Monterrey with 3 pars on the board. I said it would give you a good chance, but Justin Engel making that birdie putt with huge contribution. This putt right here would be a really good up and down for Robert Scott. If this goes in, this will win the hole.
I know he'll do it. I just know it. That's my Robert. Oh, Robert, I never doubted you, friend. Can't go 3 under after 4 and miss a 4-foot par putt. Robert's just a great golfer.
Now he was steady as a rock too.
It's
A little
tapping par.
nail in the coffin.
Disappointed with that par though. Great job from Team Houston getting that win back. Look at this very long birdie putt from Team Houston. That locked in the W, Emma Carpenter.
I know. How about this, Landon? Team Houston really pulling away. Monterrey has started playing some really good golf over these past couple of holes, but Houston just has not taken their foot off the gas from hole number 1. It's good to see the other teammates coming in and contributing. That great putt we saw, that's the longest putt of the day from Justin Engel. Rolled that in, and Robert Scott still staying reliable, rolling in that par.
Yeah. Some beautiful golf out of Robert. I'm expected to see at least 2 or 3 holes in 1 out of him today. And McCarver, what do you think his chances are of hitting 2 or 3 holes in 1?
2 or 3 in the same round. I wouldn't say the chances are super high, but I mean, I guess I've seen crazier things. Why not?
Your opinion, Emma Carpenter. I believe in Robert. Don't look at this gorgeous hole. Water is just rooted in your brain. It's a par 5, 487 yards. Pretty short as far as par 5s go. Calls for a high buttery cut off the tee to take that water out of play. And then nothing really guarding the green other than a bunch of grass, and that can be mowed by a lawnmower in most cases, depending on the length of the grass. Let's see what happens if he drives. Team Monterrey hits a high buttery cut just like you want. Let's see if Team Houston can follow it up. He hits a high buttery draw that is not drawn enough. My goodness, man. Team Monterrey outdrove him by about 700 yards. Team Monterrey has been eating their huevos and their rancheros.
They've definitely been driving the golf ball really well. We've seen some awesome moves through it off the tee. Monterrey, they're dialed in.
And Robert from Team Houston, you saw his practice swings, really brings it on the inside, so we should see a big high draw out of him right here. It's those wrists set early, brings it way inside. There it goes, drawing around.
Oof, little flirty.
Yeah, a little flirty, but he's able to keep it in play. That's when you want to aim for the right side of the fairway. Make sure you're aimed to the right side of the fairway. If you happen to hit it dead straight, you're still safe. If you overdraw it, at least you're keeping that bunker out of play. If you can't shape the golf ball, best to aim for your miss on a hole with a water upon water. How many golf balls do you think are in that pond right now, Emma Carpenter, in real life?
Right now, how many golf balls are in that pond? I mean, I think over 1,000 golf balls.
That's right, Emma. 1,132 golf balls in that pond right now. Really, yes. Nice,
Wow, that was a good guess.
nice cut out of Team Monterrey. It's fading in there, but it is going to be comedically short and in that bunker. Ooh, kind of a high spinny drive right out of there from Team Houston. Ben is just not playing his best golf. Ben, if you are watching this telecast and see me in Orlando, do not beat me up. I am not a fighter. I am a kisser. I will kiss you right on the forehead if you try to fight me and just confuse the bejesus out of me. Emma Carpenter, is that your tactic in hand-to-hand combat? Just kiss him right on the forehead.
No, but I like that tactic. I think I might steal that one.
Yeah, if you ever find yourself in a bar fight with somebody twice, 3 times your size, Emma, just go ahead and kiss them right on the forehead and confuse them.
Yeah, how many times have you pulled that tactic out, Landon?
Hundreds of times, Emma.
Wow, that's a lot of tenderness.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I like to pick a lot of fights, and I absolutely cannot back up what my mouth does to me. Learn defensive tactics, just like Team Monterrey is going to need to do. Find some defensive tactics from this bunker, because that is not an easy bunker shot for an amateur. Very deep bunker with not a lot of green to work with.
Here incoming, this is the second shot from the self-proclaimed washed-up pro in Ben Willman. Still swings it like a pro, though. Such a great move through the ball. Let's see, he's going to be looking for his first birdie of the round, and I think this is a good start.
Real nice. Yeah, from how far was he out? That was a nice pass to the ball. Climbed that one up really, really nice.
It's seeming like Landon Team Monterrey is just driving the golf ball really well, but not really finishing exactly how they would like. Team Houston is a little bit more all over the place off the tee, still solid, but they're just scoring the golf ball well. The approach shots are what's really separating them right now.
Yep. Trying to re-aim that ball to play that undulation on the green, and it's sloping severely left. So you want to keep this ball super high above the hole and let gravity take it the rest of the way. Nice pass from Robert there, but I think he pulled it a little left and long. That's going to be a hard comebacker.
Looked like a very good golf swing. Not too far left, just that's a lot of times what you'll see. It's either for a right-handed golfer, the miss is going to be long left or short right typically. Closed club face, that ball is usually going to stay lower. It's going to go further. It's going to run out more. If that club face is open, it's going to be a little bit spinnier, land a little softer. So if you see a ball missing left towards the green, a lot of times it will just go a little bit longer.
Those of you watching this match at home, watch Robert's lower body movement if you want a little tip of what to do to compress that golf ball. He just shoots that left hip deep into Tucumcari, New Mexico, to get his lower body leading, which allows him a descending blow and to just smash that golf ball into the ground and get a really nice trajectory out of the golf ball. That has a chance. It's got a dive, but misses from TV.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Really, that ran a long way past for Justin Engel. We saw 2 eagle attempts, one in Houston, one in Monterrey, both just blown by. That's the thing about these simulators and the putting, Landon, is that you see a lot of the teams that really emerge victorious are the ones who have the putting all figured out, especially the 3-putt is just going to be penalizing, would be an understatement.
And pretty exciting to have a little legal chance finally. Of course, it's from none other than your man Robert.
Here's two more eagle chances, one from Tehran, one from Scott.
Neither looks like they're going to find the bottom of the cup. One blows past, one dreadfully short. These greens here at PGA National is confounding these players.
Jesus Cavana for par. He rolls that one in. This hole, this short par 5, a lot of these players that we've seen here today just hitting great golf shots, but the undulation of this green is showing to be very difficult.
Amen. Nice birdie. Gonna dive right at the very end, and it dives hard. It could not play the break. Hard to have any excuse to not play the break when you have the green break literally on the screen. No excuses to miss any putts.
Monterrey will finish up with a birdie par. Remember, this is a 3 count 2, so the worst score on each hole is dropped, and this is match play. In Houston, this is the eagle chance now from Ben Willman. Birdie par from Monterrey, and now Houston looking to match or have an even better opportunity. We're still going to have some more birdie putts, but this one for eagle from Willman. Just about 15 feet, just lays it a touch too high. Runs it past the hair.
Side. We want to miss on the pro side. At least it had a chance. Another birdie chance out of Robert. What? I mean, this guy is on course record pace.
And he had Landon, I mean, about 20 feet per eagle as well.
Just playing out of his mind. Actually, not really, because he shot a 61 in his day. Oh, no. Robert, needed that out of you, bud. The birdie chance out of Houston. Yep, that is a make. Probably going to see a push out of this unless we see somebody miss a tragically short putt. Team Mexico is already in and safe. Little tap in par. Makes it. All right.
Just like that, that'll be another push for this whole birdie par out of both teams. Houston actually was looking like they were in good shape. Uncharacteristic 3-putt that we just saw from Robert Scott. The 3-putt for par from both Scott and from Engel.
So I actually started playing in high school, my freshman year of high school. I hadn't had the growth spurt yet, so I was 5'3", and it was the only sport I didn't need to be super big or super fast, so I started playing golf. And then once I started playing, I was hooked after that.
I started playing golf when I was 3 or 4 with my dad and my grandmother. Played in high school, and then was fortunate enough to play in college.
I turned pro when I was 21. I got my tour card when I was 26. And then started coaching about 15 years ago.
I've been coming here on the off days working on the putting, working on playing different golf courses, just trying to figure out the best strategy to score the lowest score.
Compared to other rounds, this is very different in my opinion. It is obviously inside.
It's a little different where you're playing indoors, so the feelings that you get are a little bit different.
Not having the depth perception, you just kind of have to know that your feel is correct and that you're going to hit it, let's say 20 yards or 30 yards.
So yeah, it's a totally different experience and a very fun one at that. Obviously in golf, we normally play as individuals, so to be part of a team is a really cool experience.
With the team format, we're actually, playing with each other, so we get to root for our teammates.
It allows us to talk strategy and talk about what each of us are going to do on a particular hole. It definitely allows us to play the golf course different ways based on how we see we can best score.
The hopes for the event is obviously to win, but I think if nothing else, just to compete well and have a good match tonight and hopefully going forward.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights that we've seen so far on the match. Emma Carpenter, why don't you call this first one? Because it was a gorgeous, gorgeous chip from Robert.
Yeah, this was the shot that really got Robert going on his heater. This was his first birdie of the match, went on to make 2 more through the first 4 holes, but he had a little bit of help throughout the rest of the match in these first 6 holes so far, because this from downtown Justin Engel, I think, Landon, this has been a real surprise given that they are the lowest seeded team in the West. They're the 6th seed taking on the 3 seed of Monterrey today. Now up to hole number 7, par 3, 225 yards, Landon.
Gonna have to get out your shovels because I see a little bit of sandbagging going on, Carpenter. I think Team Houston wanted to be a low seed because I think that they had a little bit of surprising to do.
Well, 3 up through 6, I mean, that is no joke.
He's one team is safely on the green. 2 teams safely on the green. That water, that beautiful fountain shooting up like a whale's blowhole. You wonder if any of these people get distracted by that. I certainly know that I would. I just get distracted sometimes by birds flying past my window, or just any number of things can captivate my attention. Would you think that fountain out there in the drink is getting on any of these players' minds, or are they only seeing that stick?
Oh, I think that Houston, with this commanding lead so early on, I think they're seeing flag sticks ever. That's all they're seeing, really.
Dangerously flirting with the OB there in Mexico. Let's see what we get out of Team Robert. Look at how far he rips that club inside.
Yeah, I would be interested to know what kind of feels he's having right now. Probably, it looks to be, although his feels look like the club is traveling a little inside, it looks really connected. It's just like you said in a previous match, Landon, about swinging with the big muscles and not with your wrists, not getting wristy, not getting handsy, but his golf swing looks so connected to me.
Yeah, you wonder if he was fighting a slice or a hook rather, which is why he's bringing that club a little bit more to the inside. You know, as a slice swing, usually you rip that club inside and then reroute, but his little practice swing there is ripping the club inside, but then when he actually does the swing, he is just perfectly on plane.
Right, yeah, I think you're right, Landon. He was likely fighting just a real upright, hands go out takeaway, a little swingaroo. Perhaps he was taking it up and then just chopping right down across it. But right now it looks beautiful. Landon, if you're Team Monterrey right now, 3 down through 6, what's going through your head?
It starts with the letter F and ends with the letter K. You just pray that you can find some sort of momentum. You know, it's one of two things. You're just either way outgunned, or you're just not playing to your ability. But if this is the best that Monterrey has, they are in big trouble because Houston has 3 sticks on the bag. Ooh, uncharacteristic. A shot out of Robert leaves it short. Pretty putt from Monterrey here. See if he can't get something special. That is a almost 40-foot putt here. That's a scary downhill breaking left to right. See if he has touch. Ooh, my goodness. Not his best effort. Not even in the realm of a best effort there.
It's funny, what a contrast this is from this hole to the last hole, Landon. It's 225-yard par 3. Now that is a longer shot in than they had on their second shot on a par 5 on the previous hole. So this is a huge adjustment. Birdie on this hole would be like an eagle.
Wow, just cannot get the speed of these greens down.
Well, we saw a very good par putt over in Monterrey. And now here's another par putt. Look at the way he kept his head still. Wow, beautiful stroke. He did not peek one bit, Landon.
That was a beautiful pass through the golf ball. Reminds me of a little older you, Emma Carpenter.
Now here, nearly 30 feet, this putt.
Oh, my goodness. It's like those golf balls were kissing cousins almost. But neither of them were able to go into the cup.
Well, the par from Monterrey is looking like might just get this done, Landon. Houston is going to need to make both of these putts to push the hole, and Robert Scott makes his first bogey of the round.
Yeah, there was no way that Robert was going to make that putt. That was a nearly impossible putt to make. It just was a wildly breaking left putt. You would have had to enter that ball almost at the 3 o'clock position of the hole and have it just have gravity pull down. That is a very, very hard putt to judge.
And Monterrey wins hole number 7. Their ears must have been ringing, Landon. We said that they needed to turn something around, being the higher seed here and just getting off to a real slow start against Houston. But now they got one back. They're only 2 down. Let's look at hole number 8.
Man, we got a par 4, 427 yards. It plays into the prevailing wind, but players got to choose to hit it probably a 3-wood or a long iron off the tee because the canal that crosses the fairway up near the green, left center, is the preferred fairway position. For the best control of the approach shots, it's got to be long or down the middle with a low iron, probably a 3-iron or a 2-iron if you have it in the bag. Back right pin position is the most difficult. We'll see where they got the flag cut on this one.
Looks like Ben Willman elects to hit a 3-wood. We got a beautiful shot there in the fairway from Bernardo Terran. Now Alejandro, let's see what he's got. Similar shot to Willman.
That is leakier than a kitchen sink. He's going to have a punch out, but I think he is going to have a window. Might not hurt him. Another 3-wood. No one's opted for driver yet. Oh, except Big Dog. Uh-oh. Snap hook incoming. Also not going to hurt him.
Might have just got away with it. Yeah, here is the Big Dog. This one, the other one was leakier than a kitchen sink. What's this, Landon?
That one is leakier than a dog that got into the chocolate. Rough. He is probably not going to have a window. What is Robert doing there? What do you think? Because I know, but I want you to guess.
With that takeaway feel?
Yeah, when he was holding that shaft. Oh, I think Team Mexico found a spider.
He was either checking his grip with the club face being square, or
That's
he
right.
was.
That was it. That's exactly what he was doing. Emma Carpenter, as beautiful as she is talented at calling it. Oh no, Robert, did you hit it OB? You didn't hit it OB, but he will have a tricky out. Look at that. Yeah, I was right. It did not penalize him, and he was able to punch that ball out of the woods, and he's gonna put it pretty darn close. I don't know if he would have been able to get that any closer, even if he was in the center of the fairway. Great out there by Team Mexico. They might have found a little momentum, because with Robert faltering, Mexico finding their second wind, we might see a little bit of a momentum swing here.
Which is funny you say that, because actually Alejandro Yaguno said, he used the word during our break at hole number 6. He said momentum. That's what we're bringing now. Momentum, which is exactly what they're doing.
Now another ball's probably safely on the putting surface. They're going to have 2 birdie putts now out of Team Mexico. I think Houston only has 1 ball safely on the putting surface. Their ringer Robert is going to need something real special here to put the ball in that rough lie. And just do something spectacular.
He really got lucky, I would say, Landon, that ball didn't find the hazard.
Team Monterrey got the opposite of whatever luck is, because they are in jail in those trees.
That is prison for sure. They're trying to pick a place to aim for Jesus, but I mean, gosh, sometimes this is a kind of hit and hope. Just close your eyes.
We have all been there.
Besides you, Landon.
No, not me personally, but it was the proverbial, oh no, he comedically hits a tree and needed some type of cartoon sound effect there, probably a or something that would have made me giggle in girlish delight, but instead I just had to replicate the sound for you all out there. That's the sound that would have been playing if you were deep in the recesses of my tortured mind, but he hit the tree and it shot comedically backwards.
I prefer you doing the sound effect, Landon.
Got it, Emma. Ow. That ball trussels up there, but he's going to be short.
And
some sort of energy out of one of these two teams, because chatter is an all-time low. Saw that team out of Orlando that was just always constantly chattering, and I felt like their momentum and their energy got through the round.
I definitely agree, especially when you notice that a team is just starting to struggle a little bit, and then they tense up, they get quiet. When on the other hand, as soon as they're playing well, it's all laughs, it's all jokes, everyone's having a great time, and I think that that's the kind of thing that really makes the difference.
Emma Carpenter, if you're playing bad on the golf course, would you want to have somebody shake you out of your funk, or do you want to just be left the F word alone?
It's hard because I feel like I've done some self-damage as we watch this birdie putt in Monterrey. I feel like I've done some self-damage where I get in a mindset of I don't want anybody to bother me. I just want to sit in my misery and continue to play a terrible round when I really actually could have used somebody shaking me out of it. And I have had people shake me out of it. And in the moment, it's like you just want to give it all up. But then if somebody can actually succeed in getting your mind off of it, whether it's getting your mind on something else, making a lighthearted joke, getting back focused on the game, could be a number of things, whatever it is, but you're thankful in the long run. And once you're emotionally out of it, then you're like, wow, thank goodness I snapped out of it and got it together.
Emma, have you ever seen a female player so pissed off she snapped a golf club?
Yep.
No.
But I wasn't looking in the mirror when I saw it. It was not me.
I want to hear that story.
Landon, one time I snapped the golf club in a tournament, but it was a complete accident.
Well, no, I want to hear the story of somebody who did it on purpose.
I saw someone snap it over their knee once.
Oh boy. An iron or a wood? A wood's harder.
An iron.
Yeah, I was doing a comedy sketch once, and I had to break a driver over my knee, and I had a bruise the next day.
Oh my gosh, I bet. That would be really hard. Those shafts are a lot more bendy, and so it takes a little bit more to actually snap it.
You would know, wouldn't you, Emma? I think you're a club breaker. Oh, look at this thing trundling down. Oh,
Right to the camera, right?
nice read there from Mexico. Good putt. Wasn't able to fall.
Landon, I snapped a putt by accident one time because my bag tipped over and the driver snapped. Yep.
Oh, Robert. It's a little bit too much pepper. Beautiful read.
This hole was just a pretty straightforward layup off the tee, Landon, but hasn't been going all too hot for these players today.
We only have 2 birdie putts there. Everybody else for par or worse.
Here's Alejandro Yaguno for his birdie attempt, and it looks pretty good. Comes up just short.
Man, look at that deep squat. That is a man who probably does yoga. Nice little tap in, only 3-footer. Oh, in the back for dubs. Nice
Ben
little there
Willman
for par.
cleans it up for par. That will be a par for Houston, which will win the hole as we have a double bogey and a bogey already in. Alejandro Yaguno will go ahead and tap in for par, but just like that, when Monterrey was trying to get their momentum, Houston turned around and won the hole right back to get back to 3 up now.
You can count Houston down, but you just can't count them out. Houston is so big, everything's bigger in Texas, and so are the momentum shifts. Just saw one right there. Next one, just about reaching the turn. We got hole number 9, and then we'll be at the turn. It's a par 4, 403 yards. Nothing too nefarious, not a lot of trees. You do have water left. You got those bunkers straight ahead. Just requires a big, high, sexy Emma Carpenter draw.
I think that this is a good hole for Team Monterey. We've seen how well they've been driving the golf ball. Oh, how about that rip?
Yeah, that was club head speed right there. Like to see his numbers after that one. Nice.
What are your numbers looking like nowadays, Landon?
Depends on the hole. I am fighting devastating arthritis in my right elbow and a really, really bad arthritis in my left shoulder. So I'm kind of fighting both sides of my body right now. So it's a little rough. I think my driver speed is only about between 110 and 113 right now, not the 125 that I had in college.
Wow. That's still, I mean, that's fast.
Yeah, it's not even PGA Tour Pro average, sadly. Average
Still
club head speed for a driver on tour right now is 119.
Well, I've never swung the golf club anywhere near 119. I can swing it up to little over 100, about 105 if I'm really, really going at it. But yeah, gosh, that is a long way. That is a fast swinging the golf club.
Well, how tall are you, Emma Carpenter?
I am about 5'8", maybe 5'8.5" if I'm really standing up tall.
I'm 6'5", so we just talk about the fulcrum that we have available. You know, you can't swing the golf club at least 110 and you're 6'5", you should probably take up pickleball.
Are you a pickleball player?
I have a pickleball paddle, but certainly don't really play it all that much. Another rip out of Robert. Great ball. That a 3-wooder? He didn't just hit his driver 230, did he?
I don't believe so. I think that was a 3-wood. Landon, I'm loving hearing the cheering from Monterrey. We got a ball from Jesus Cavana up on the green, only about 15 feet, and they're saying, let's go.
It's Robert's little practice swing where he just rips that club head inside is wild, because if you watch this swing, he's just going to be perfectly on plane. He doesn't rip it inside at all. Get going. Calling for it to go, but it does not. Knows that he chunked it, and he is short in the bunker.
How's that for holding a finish?
Yeah, I think he was hoping that Sports Illustrated was casting for models, because definitely wanted his moment in the sunshine to walk down that pearly white runway. But sadly, no photographers showed up, only a videographer to say $150,000. You come and get it, sucker. Come and get it. They did. Look at that shot. 3 feet kicking bird from Team Houston. They're sitting pretty on this hole to go 4 up.
They needed it,
too. A little bit of work out of them.
Monterrey has 3 putts for birdie, Landon. So for Ben Willman to just stuff that second shot, I mean...
Emma, you ever have a squirrel take something out of your golf cart?
Never. Why?
Squirrel wanted me to ask you that question. Great swing out of Ben there, and Team Houston. It's got to get down, though. He's got a good pass, but man, he's either hitting golf balls a mile past the hole with his putter, or short or long, but he's pretty straight. He just can't get that distance down.
Yeah, he's swinging the golf club really well. Distance has been a little bit off. Justin Engel is in there just for about 5 feet for birdie. Let's see this birdie putt from Bernardo Terran.
Gotta dive, but it does not.
Just too late, runs past, curls a little bit past the hole. Now Jesus is gonna step up for his birdie chance.
Going. Oh my goodness. Perfect aim. But hits it with the hammer of Thor. You wonder where Natalie Portman is. She probably wants a kiss. Chris Hemsworth just hitting it with his absolutely gargantuan Spanish muscles.
Wow.
Flop out of the sand trap there from Robert. And yes, there's just something wacky going on with this hole because nobody can figure out how far or how short to hit their balls. Upside down world.
Now it's looking like it's gonna be par for Monterrey, and then it'll likely be a birdie from Justin Engel. It's gonna need to be a par from either Robert or from Ben Willman. Ben Willman stepping up for his real lengthy birdie putt from that back fringe. Nearly 40 feet. He hasn't been having the speed control great throughout the round today. So, I mean, if he can lag this up here nicely, it's going to look like Team Houston is going to get yet another win.
This is par putt from way back there. I don't think that there's a snowball chance in BT Dubs Hawks that he's gonna make it, and he does not. Am I a shot caller or what? Not what he needed. So this is another par putt. This is an important putt right here. Disgusting strategy there in Houston.
Set the camera.
Par putt.
Must make, Landon.
Not gonna do it. Just can't get. All right, this is a bogey putt here from Robert. He's gonna be going bogey. Man, what has happened to the golden boy? Went from 3 under to 1 under just like that. Oh my goodness, the lip out. Oh no.
I think it's a fluke, Landon. I really do. I think he will bounce back. Just a little temporary lapse in judgment on a few of these shots.
He has to make this or Houston might lose this hole.
Oh no.
No. Oh my goodness. What is happening, Emma?
Oh, well, we're hearing some cheers from Team Monterrey.
Houston went from almost guaranteed winning the hole to losing because they're trying to make a putt with a jackhammer.
Well, I
The
was
wrong tool
very
for the job.
Lyndon, I was very confused. You saw, although it was only 5 feet, Justin was aimed pretty far to the right.
So Mulligan's basically was born from Jose, which is our Mulligan's owner. He visited Korea and he saw the simulators in Korea, and he saw like a bunch of people just playing in simulator golf, and they were all like getting competitive and kind of passionate about it. And Jose actually loves golf, so he brought the idea to Mexico.
We are an entertainment company where we make a lot of events, leagues, tournaments, and on a daily basis we have professional golfers, amateur golfers, and people that love golf.
So everybody has an opinion, everybody has a different perspective, everybody likes different things. I have to talk with every one of the guys that comes here and basically make a tournament or a league based on all of the opinions to make it like a good place and a good experience for them.
What's next for Mulligans? We're gonna remodel our locations. We're gonna have the best location that exists in virtual golf with Golfzon simulators.
And in Mexico, we have 2 other locations in Mexico City. There's actually 1 other in Tijuana. So we're kind of like 4 Mulligans locations. We also have Side Sports, which is actually the selling enterprise, you know. If you don't see a Mulligans around, you might see the simulators, and that's just us. It's the same people that work.
And all of this atmosphere and experience that you're gonna be able to live here in Mulligans is gonna be replicated all around the country. So what we do here is try to make people have fun all around golf.
And just like that, Team Monterrey ends up winning the final hole on the front 9. It was looking like Houston was going to go 4 up, but the opposite happened. And just like that, now Monterrey back to only 2 down, heading into the back 9, which is an exciting back 9 at that. If this match keeps on going long enough, we're going to get all the way to 15, 16, 17, 18, 15. This is the start of the bear trap. The 3-hole stretch, renowned as one of the most challenging stretches in golf. Hole number 16, par 4, 444. This one is a formidable par 4, water that hugs all the way up the right, narrow fairway, tricky green. Par just might feel like a victory. And 17, that's the signature par 3, the most iconic hole on the golf course. Strikes fear and it strikes awe. It is clear you got to hit the green or face the consequences. And the grand finale, hopefully we're going to get to see this one today, the par 5, 558. I just love when golf courses end on par 5s. Water is in play on every single shot. It is a real fitting finale for PGA National. Are these players going to lay up, or are they going to go for glory? The choice and the legacy is theirs. Hopefully they're going to get a chance to that hole today. But for now, let's start it up on number 10. Back 9 is off and running.
Team Mexico hit a block right and is in the trees. And Team Houston says, "Hold my beer. I am pissed." He just hit a absolute Texas slammer down the left side of the fairway like it was a rent burrow. Like a little bit of anger got released on that one.
Yeah, Landon, that 5-foot putt, out of bounds in Monterrey, Mexico.
Not dope.
That 5-foot birdie putt from Justin Engel, we saw that it was breaking quite a bit right to left, and he aimed dead straight at it. I had a feeling that might miss low. I think he was just trying to take the break out of it and hit it hard, but just went low and long. 2 down, anything can happen.
Some people are into that. I'm certainly not. Team Houston, beautiful Robert piping one down the right side. It's not going to hurt him. This ball shapes to the right. That might even be in the fairway. It is. We're going to see another ball in the fairway from Team Mexico if it can hold on, and it does. A couple nice drives, one after another there. Back to some consistent golf out of these 2 teams. He is in big trouble here. Obviously going to have to hit crazy high or something crazy cutty got to hang on. If it catches the cart path, he's going to be OB. Oh no, 2 OB from Team Mexico. Let's Houston back in.
Boy, oh boy, Landon, it's definitely a bummer, and we've seen it twice from Mexico. Both times, or it will be twice if this happens. Now, the first time that Mexico won a hole, they gave it right back on the following. So now they won their second hole of the match, number 9, to get it back to 2 down, and they start on hole number 10 with 2 balls out of bounds. So if they lose this hole, that'll be back-to-back times that a loss is immediately after a win. So hopefully we'll see here, but hopefully Mexico is going to be able to hang on. But when you hit it out of bounds, that's about as penalizing as it gets. You don't even get to take distance. So they're going to be at a serious disadvantage now.
Cool. Kind of felt like when I played PGA National earlier today, when a little birdie bogey run. It is a gettable course, but it can bite you if you find the water. And the hazards, you get blocked out by those trees. Oh, we're going to see a little putter toss there. But gets it back in the fairway. Let's see what we can't see out of Robert here, because he needs something to get him back centered. The high, unpowerful 3-wood there. 200 yards out of that club. That was a hybrid. Even if it was a hybrid, he should be getting 230, 240 out of it. Putting left, gonna be blocked out by those trees. It keeps rolling. No, he'll be safe there. Just aim it right. Close the club face on his wedge, and that should spin right up next to the pin. Chance of saving his par. That wrist set early, you see there, and he will lead with his lower body. A hard time syncing up his club face, though. Very nice compression on that ball. Does not sync up the club face, and it's going to push it out there to the right. A lot of green to work with right there, though. Saving the par shouldn't be too hard. If you think that these players are just going to hit fairways and greens the entire time, you'd be crazy. PGA Tour average for fairways in regulation, something like 60 to 70% is a good number. So just realize even the pros struggle hitting the fairways every time.
That's crazy. You know how different that is for the women, Landon?
How much different is it?
It is extremely different. On the LPGA, the fairway hit percentage is usually at least 75%. So, I mean, LPGA players hit more than 23% of fairways than PGA Tour pros. So, I mean, women just hit the golf ball really straight. Really, really straight.
Emma, how much do you think club head speed plays a factor in that?
I think it definitely does. They say that for the further you hit it, it's statistically more likely for it to be offline. But I think that players who have not as high of a club head speed number actually, have really, really solid tempo. That's the thing that differs between men and women. And I talked about this one time in a podcast, Landon. It kind of all stems back to coaching. Women have never really been taught to go out there and pound on the golf ball, hit it as hard as they possibly can. Women have been taught to hit fairways. And men, on the other hand, have been taught to, at times, hit the ball as hard as they possibly can. So I think that with that being said, a lot of times if you're focused on tempo rather than speed, it can help you hit the ball really, really straight.
Emma, do you have a podcast?
I do, Landon. I sure do. As we watch over in Houston, this is going to be a birdie chance for Bob Digital. Robert Scott to get back on the birdie train. But Landon, it's been a little while since I've done an episode. Gonna get back on the podcasting train as well, as we're gonna see Robert get back on the birdie train.
Oh, get in.
Oh!
Burning edges.
Wow.
Ah, boy. Nice putt, though. A golf hole is only 4 1/4 inches wide, and sometimes that feels like a hula hoop, and sometimes it feels like a pinhead. Feels like a pinhead to some of these players today. Some putts just not dropping.
Right about 30 feet. This is looking pretty darn good, Landon. Oof. Comes up just short. That'll be a couple of tap-in pars for Team Houston, which just may win this hole yet again. We saw Bernardo Terán with 2 balls out of bounds. His teammates still will have a chance for par, but team is not in the best shape. Oh no.
I like him. He's funny. I'd want him on my team. Those beautiful shoes. Absolutely spelled.
They're glistening.
Yeah, they should be. I'm glistening just looking. Jeez. Is that his second 3-putt?
I think that was actually, I think it may just be a 4-putt. But it's okay. That's why you got teammates. That's why that's the 3 count too. Here's teammate Ben Willman steps up for a birdie opportunity.
He needs it. He missed another short one a little bit earlier. Come on, Ben. Oh, there we go. He gets one to fall. Nice bird there. He let back in the house after this is all over.
Very solid birdie from Ben Willman. I mean, I don't really see a scenario where Monterrey is going to be able to claw their way back into this hole.
Birdie par from Team Houston. Cumulative score of the 2 best players.
So birdie par in Houston, that is the hole. Monterrey will not be making a birdie par, it's looking like. Here is Bernardo Terán just trying to get off this hole.
Onto the tee box. Hope he can use that momentum.
All right, so
make the next 2 putts, they will be losing this hole. They have to make the next 2 just to simply push. Ball up, away.
Oh.
Skirts it out to the right, so Team Mexico will lose this hole. Houston gets another. Is he as handsome as his pants? There's only one way to find out. Let's see him kick back and let the big dog eat. See a replay of that beautiful birdie out of Ben, making those Dockers do a little bit of work as he just ham thumps that thing down into the smorgasbord of the fairway. And it's going to trickle out there, and he is going to have this tiny little tidy par or birdie putt from 3 feet out, and it finds the center of the cup to guarantee the Houston dub on that hole. bringing them 3 up. Emma Carpenter, a very sexual play out of Team Houston, and we love to see it just as much as probably the audience likes to view it. Am I right?
I think you're absolutely right, Landon. Couldn't have been a whole lot better called. My gosh, you killed that one. But hole number 11, par 4, 450 yards. The players are going to want to kill this hole. Now Team Houston is back to 3 up. Like I said, Monterrey, Mexico, both holes they won, they turned it around and lost the following. So now it's getting to be that time. 8 holes left. Monterrey has their backs against the wall, being 3 down.
Two drives that are both playable. What you want to keep the ball in play. You know, as you see this course play out, Emma Carpenter, you're just watching from home and you're, you know, why is there not more red numbers? Pretty wide open fairways, not very many trees. You know, the water isn't, you know, right in the middle or jutting out in the middle of the fairway like some of the golf courses in the world. You know, why do so many players struggle with this golf course? It's just so easy, right?
Well, it's not, Landon. PGA National, and they call it the bear trap. They don't call it that for nothing. And in your humble opinion, what made this golf course difficult when you played it just a few hours ago?
It wasn't. That's the thing that really kind of blew my mind is, you know, you shape your shots, you pick your targets, and PGA National wasn't hard for me. You know, maybe if I go out and play it in the real world, you know, maybe there's some sight gags or something that trip you out. You know, there's some blind tee shots or something like some of the other courses that I played in the world. But, you know, I didn't. That was the first time that I'd ever played it on a sim, and I was kind of shocked that everybody says that it's as hard as it is. I've played much harder courses. You talk about Kiowa Island in the wind or Whistling Straits literally at any time would, you know, send fear into the average golfer. But, you know, PGA National, it's pretty wide open. When it's wide open, all you got to do is just pick your targets. What do you think's going on with these teams? What do you think is the most challenging part of this course? I think would be a better question. What a terrible question that I just asked. But I was able to follow it up with an absolutely stunningly great question.
You sure were, Landon. I would say that what's been making this golf course so difficult for these players is just the undulation of the greens. You can tell how sloping that they've been from pitched back to front, pitched left to right, all the different sloping of the greens. I mean, the speed control has been really, really difficult, as well as, I mean, it's hard when there's both hazards in play and out of bounds in play. Some golf courses might have lots of OB or lots of hazards, but whenever you kind of got that combo, it's a little bit of a deadly combo.
Pair that with tiny little greens that are super firm. You know, that'd be a good guard, but it seems like this golf course plays soft, pretty wide greens, wide enough fairways. I think there's just a whole bunch of amateurs that don't know how to non-use Carpenter, for goodness sakes. Got a birdie chance here from Team Mexico. Best score that we have on the board right now is 1 over par from Robert. It's just stunning to me.
Yeah, it's Ben Willman at 1 over par, who's just been sort of steady, not a whole lot of birdies, not a whole lot of bogeys. Robert, like we mentioned, he was 3 under par through 6. Now he's a couple over, but it's been due to the greens, Landon. I mean, his ball striking has definitely been a little bit off, but we've seen a couple of 3 putts, even a 4 putt from Robert, very uncharacteristic, but we've got a good birdie attempt over in Monterrey for Jesus, but now here's the man of the hour that we've been talking so much about. Robert trying to get this ball up and down for par.
Kind of slaps down on it. That is not gonna hold. Emma, did you say that you played PGA National in real life?
I have years ago.
You remember the greens? Anything special about them? Were they super firm and didn't hold anything, or what?
Well, they definitely weren't super firm. The thing about Florida golf, in my opinion, is that it's very, it's usually tight fairways, lots of trouble, but the greens, if they can just be... Personally, I think at PGA National, they're just really quick, lots of slopes like we've mentioned, and players haven't quite been able to figure it out.
No, they sure haven't.
I think that Florida golf is as tough as it gets, but that's just me. I am a Midwest girl, so I didn't grow up playing on the Bermuda. Obviously, we have controlled grass today and the turf for the indoor simulator, so grain and the Bermuda grass snagging a club face isn't going to be the problem, but it just goes to show that the layout of the golf course speaks for itself.
Nice roll there. Guys out, just can't get the speed. Not missing pin high on the putts. They're either several feet short or seen 5, 10 foot, 15 foot too long. Oh my goodness, just as I say it, that one hit the back of the cup and bounced out. I just cannot get anything to fall.
That's the second one that we've seen, and I mean, I think that reaction is completely fair. They're screaming, what is going on? Why is this happening? I mean, now here we have a birdie putt in Houston. Here's Justin Engel, as well as a par putt over in Monterrey from Bernardo. Oh my
goodness. Took the words right out of my mouth. See, it is proof that a ball can fall. Same putt from Houston as Team Monterrey had, and Houston's fell for his birdie. Par out of Monterrey. Houston needs. You see those auto tees and golf balls feeding them in. Nice par out of Monterrey. So that'll be par most likely from Monterrey. And Team Houston is trying to go birdie par. This is for the win of the hole in Houston. Come on, Ben, make it happen. And that would make him go 4 up. He just needs the 6-footer breaking right to left to fall. Then he picked the high side. He cannot. Tried to hit that one dead straight in and putt through the break. Didn't compensate for that break at all.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times from Team Houston, Landon. I can't help but wonder if they need to make an adjustment. They either need to physically aim the simulator according to the break and then putt it straight, or they need to aim right or left. And it looks like they're doing neither. This is for bogey to push now. And, I mean, gosh, this is no gimme.
No, not with the way that... he's been putting today, sadly, on the sim, but is able to find the bottom of the cup. What a bummer, Ben.
Another push, and the Daly Round in Houston will remain 3 up.
Hate to see it. Now on to the par 4, hole 12. 440 yards. Dog leg right. Water right. Bunkers there in the landing area for the drive. So you either need to be short or long or be very accurate. Nothing too special about this hole. Just a nice little undulating right off the tee. Ice calls for a high buttery cut. If you want to shape it on the way that the fairway shapes, or you can take that water completely out of play and play a Carpenter patented draw. Looks like Team Monterrey tries to get one to turn over, but can't. He's calling for it to turn over, but it stays right. I don't think that should be too penal for him. Only 230-yard drive. Just shows you how much that thick grass captures that ball. It's like U.S. Open sort of feel where if you miss that fairway, you are dead.
Justin Engel, there's that Carpenter patented draw.
That's right. There it is. Speaking in the third person. Listen to her. That one's going to find the bunker. I don't think anyone's found the fairway yet, sadly.
Engel in the best shape right there. Just hugging that left part of the fairway. I believe his ball's on the second cut.
Woof. Thing had a little bit of slap monkey in it, didn't it? Wow, he pummeled that. Nice pass. Oh no. Ben is gonna hit this one out of the bounds.
We haven't seen that just quack snapped hook from duck hook from Ben once today. That came way out of left field.
It's pretty. Very nice ball. The first real good shot we've seen in a bit of time, huh, Emma?
No
Just
kidding.
Mediocrity here. There we go. There's a nice fairway finder. 3 wood. Get the cart back on the tracks. 260 yards down the left center. That's what he needed. Sometimes you just need one in play to just read center. You ever have the wheels fall off but able to find your path back to sanity? What's the key to finding your path to sanity when the wheels are falling off?
Well, Landon, that's a really good question. I think that Robert Scott's definitely on the right track there, pulling 3 wood. I think that the mistake we all make is that a lot of times when the wheels fall off, you start pushing. When you start really struggling, you think, gosh, no, I really need to do something special to get this back. And you start swinging out of time. You start trying to hit driver or longer clubs when you really shouldn't be, and you got no business doing it. How about this? Wow. Monterrey.
Two great shots out of Monterrey, huh?
2 great shots. Oh, they are in phenomenal shape. But, Robert, like I was just talking about, I mean, I think that when the wheels fall off, Landon, it's time to just go back to basics, get the ball in the fairway, think fairways and greens, get a couple pars under your belt, and just keep plugging away. Now Monterrey with 3 birdie looks. How about this? Beautiful shot from Robert Scott to kind of just get back up on the wagon, back up on the horse.
See if Team Mexico can get any of these 3 to fall. Team Houston doing the best they can just to try to get a little bit of momentum back after that heartbreaking last hole. Then pushes another golf ball out to the right. Oh boy. This score is He's the best scorer up there on the board, but I think his frustration is palpable. I would be face pushing kids and robbing liquor stores if I was him, but he's choosing a different path, and we applaud that. Very nice birdie out of Team Mexico.
This is an important shot for Justin Engel that's coming in. Lands beautifully over in Houston. He and Robert are in the exact same position. Really, really clutch. They both needed it. And now Monterrey going birdie after Jesus Cavana rolls that in. Or excuse me, that was Bernardo Turan. Rolls that in, and Jesus taps in his par. Birdie par. Now Ben Willman won't count. His ball was out of bounds over in Houston. But how about that? I mean, you hit two good shots in, Justin Engel and Robert Scott and Team Houston. Now they both need to make birdie just to push the hole.
I do not see it happening, Emma Carpenter. I am of low faith in both of these balls falling. If you were a betting woman, your life's on the line. What are you betting?
Well, Landon, these are two pretty straight putts.
Not a lot of movement, just a little bit left or right to left in this. Slightly downhill, but not much. You can see in the upper right-hand corner that green map.
Oh, no. Anything but leaving it short. Oh, wow. Oh, you can't leave it short on the must-make, and he knows it, too. Good attitude. It laughs it off, and Team Monterrey with the 50s because they won hole number 12. They're just 2 down now. It is not over.
Still have 6 entire holes of golf to play.
Well, living in Houston, it's very hot most of the year, and I enjoy playing golf, but not in 105-degree heat. So it was something we wanted to do. Really like the technology, and wanted to start a business. A lot of the junior golfers that come in enjoy playing the technology that we have here, so it's been interesting to see that. We have regulars, members who come in just for an hour, sometimes play around a golf or just analyze their swing for 1 or 2 hours, which has been, I think, overall beneficial for their game.
My favorite part of the simulator is it's 72 degrees. You want a serious answer? Sim golf has helped my game because it's kind of point and shoot, so I can sort of grind my golf swing in to the places that I want it to be.
We'd like to open up several more locations similar to this. I see more convenience out of being in indoor golf. That increases more people playing.
And now moving into hole number 13, Team Monterrey gets that one back. A couple of birdies will secure the W on that hole. Only 2 down now, 6 holes to play. A lot can happen. Moving into hole number 13, this is a par 4, 389 yards. So not too long for these players today, with especially some of these big bombers that we got competing in this match. Landon, what do you think is going to go down over these next 6 holes?
Think that it is going to be a grudge match between these two. We have proven that both of them are capable of some pretty good golf. If Houston can calm down, get back to their fundamentals, they are gonna pull out the W. If Mexico is able to have some sort of momentum shift and recapture a little bit of Mexican magic, they're going to claw back to even, and then it's any ball game. But If it's Houston, I'm saying let's just get these next 2 holes won. Whatever we have to do to win these next 2 holes and make it dormy and just deflate them. If I'm Team Houston, I am attacking every single pin. I'm trying to birdie every hole for the next 2 holes because you don't want to go close to even this deep in the match and let Mexico think that they're in. You need to just destroy any hope that they have of ever breathing oxygen or drinking clean water ever again. We need to poison their oceans, as it were, and proverbially dismantle them is what I'm thinking if I'm Team Houston. What's your strategy?
I completely agree. Houston has had a commanding lead from the get-go, winning the first couple holes and just keeping it going, being 3 up through 6. It has been Houston the entire match, but now with Monterrey heating up at just the right time. Listen to the energy that they have going on right now in Monterrey.
Can you blame them?
You can't. You really can't. Now it's just a matter of, is it too little too late? Can Houston hang on just enough? But I definitely like your point, Landon. As soon as you start playing the game of all I need to do is this, all I need to do is that, I just need to hang on, I just need to make par. I think if Houston keeps their foot on the gas, then that's what'll really close out this match. They cannot be having a mindset of hanging on because Monterrey's heating up and they're going to keep firing at pins. They're going to be making birdies, and Houston's going to need to keep up at the very least, or else next thing you know, it's going to be down the stretch all square.
Yeah, the Houston's just playing Debbie Downton golf right now. Not a lot of energy. They're thinking, okay, let's just calm it down. Let's just go back to fundamentals. And then that's when you start making mistakes. They need to take the pressure off and they need to pump themselves up and say, start taking some cuts. Let's start getting some points back on the board. Let's dismantle them because Team Mexico is down, but they're not out. They're happy. They're having fun. And look at the results. They have a couple birdie putts right now. And Houston's not even on the green yet.
Yeah, no, I think that now Ben Willman, this is going to be a really important approach shot. We haven't really seen his distance control be quite dialed in. Here he is now from just about 75 yards. If he can nestle this one in close, I think that Team Houston will have a good fighting chance on this hole.
And then that means that they're dead. They're just dead. They are 6 feet underground, buried under some type of pet cemetery. You just hope that there's not some demonic cat or a golden retriever that comes back from the dead to try to eat them in that fabled film Pet Cemetery. You just hope that that sort of thing doesn't happen, that the film lore of Pet Cemetery doesn't find itself replicating on this digital green. We're seeing the booses of all 3 of the Mexican steam-powered locomotives looking on at their 3 birdie putts. Houston's just trying to find their golf games with 2 hands and a flashlight in the dark. If I'm Team Houston, I'm pissed. I'm pissed right now if I'm Team Houston.
Yeah. This isn't a position you want to find yourself in. And Landon, I can't help but notice, listen to the way we're talking about Team Houston right now, as if they're not 2 up. They are 2 up. They have a really solid lead right now, but you can just tell solely by the energy and by the focus as well. Look at the way that now more than ever, Team Monterrey is getting together to read putts, and Houston, they need to get these up and down. What? You're kidding me? How about this?
Well, my goodness.
Oh my.
Look at me just eating my words with a fork and knife.
They're shoving it to you, Landon.
Good, I hope they do. Look at the smiles. That's what we need. Can we get a little excitement back in Houston?
Robert Scott's second chip in of the match, his fourth birdie.
You can't take that away from him. You know, that's the same guy that started 3 under after the first 4 holes. He's got great golf in him, but man, I just don't know. Yeah, you know, see there now he's talking to his teammate. He's trying to infuse some energy in there. You know, they just didn't have anything to get excited about. That's why they were being so quiet. So instead of trying to manufacture the energy that Team Mexico had, they were just hoping that the energy would manifest itself. But Mexico is their own energy manufacturers. You just call them some sort of power factory because Team Mexico's making the energy, and Houston's just hoping that somebody delivers a cord of wood or some other sort of energy source that they can burn to make some power. But I think Team Houston found Team Robert, and he became the energy that's going to light this team back up. We just hope that Captain Cannot Putt finds the bottom of the cup here with one of his putts, because he has just been devastatingly poor putter today. I hope he never catches me out in public saying that, because I will kiss him on the forehead.
I was just going to say that, Landon.
Because he won't know what to do if he comes at me with fisticuffs. And next thing you know, he's got lipstick on his forehead, and his wife's wondering where he's been, like a 2-headed raccoon buried in a dumpster. He'll be all kinds of confused. Team Mexico misses that par putt, and he's going to be in there for bogey.
What lipstick shade do you like to wear, Landon?
Oh, probably anything that you're wearing, Emma Carpenter. That'd be good enough for me. Mexico had to have that birdie putt. Thank the Lord Jesus that they did.
Wow.
This par will win the hole for Team Houston, and they need to keep their foot on the gas. Good God, Houston, it's a putter. It's supposed to make golf balls. They're just making me mad, Emma. They're lucky that I can't hop through the screen, because I'll tell you what, I would hop in there and give them a halftime speech right now, because I'm a little angry. Houston's making me.
All right, well, they will push the hole with the birdie bogey. Wow, Landon, you know what? Can we hear this halftime speech? I know that Team Houston won't be able to hear it in real time, but maybe once they listen back, they can hear it, and we can hear it now.
Listen, boys, we got a hole 14. It's a par 4. It's 462 yards. You need to get out that big dog, and you need to let it eat. All right, I'm talking 125 club head speed. You need to concave the face of your driver. We're only 2 up after 14 holes. You know, our wives shouldn't even let us in our beds tonight, because we are not the men that they married. We need to get out there, and we need to start face pushing kids into oncoming traffic to find our golf game. We need to be finding some baby strollers at Disney World and taking their front of the line passes and letting them know that we do not have erectile dysfunction. That's what I'm saying if I'm at Team Houston with the halftime speech. Emma Carpenter, what do you think about that?
I think it would work. I think if I was on Team Houston, when I heard that, I would go birdie through the bear trap.
Yeah, I think so. Either that or you cure your erectile dysfunction. Either way, you're winning. All right, so Team Houston finally finds a fairway after that mediocre at best push. I gotta tell you, I'm angry as hell, Emma.
Oh boy, Landon.
Everything's bigger in Texas. I feel like I got a Texas-sized bit of anger right now. I feel like a grizzly bear that stepped on a landmine. And, that's not going to kill him. That's just going to make him mad.
Texas-sized fit of anger. How about your hope, the sliver of hope? Is that Texas-sized, or is that just a sliver?
No, I'm just angry. Or kiss a big old muscly gym rat right on the forehead. He says, "Oh, were you looking at my girlfriend doing squats?" Yeah, hell yeah, I was, bitch. What are you gonna do about it? You idiot. Well, look, for God's sakes, man. She's wearing a sports bra and a thong. What is she doing in the gym? Nobody knows. But I tell you one thing, there's somebody in the corner filming the whole thing, and they're going to be posting it on Instagram, and then you got that to contend with, because somebody's going to be the a-hole. And I'll tell you what, Emma Carpenter, not me. It better not be Team Houston. I'm just riled up. Oh yeah,
Well,
you better hit that shot, Team Houston. I'm not even impressed. I need an albatross right now out of them if they want to see me go from a 10 to a 9.
Landon, I think that if any of those words came out of your mouth to this girl's boyfriend, he would get a big wet kiss on the forehead from you, because there's no way that he's not going to be coming at you.
Like that French kiss on the forehead. You could bring it.
I'm having a really nice time listening to you call this match, Landon.
I'm glad one of us is having a nice time. I just want to put my monitors in the bear trap. I don't know if I can watch this anymore. I'd have to sign off of this telecast and go do drunk karate in my basement.
Was that one of your favorite pastimes?
About to be. I'll try anything once to work off some of this muy caliente heat. God, you got me speaking Spanish, for God's sakes. It's El Terrible.
Wow.
Oh my God, Team Mexico.
Wow.
You know, I'm thinking about renouncing my American citizenship and going out there to Mexico.
Team Houston ricochets off a tree and out of bounds. What do you think of that?
I don't want to talk about it. So mad at Team Houston right now. My countrymen, for God's sakes. What are they doing with their lives? You know, what are they drinking Red Bull and doing karate? Just drinking Shirley Temples and freaking buying Girl Scout cookies? Or are they coming out here to play some freaking golf? Punch out from Team Houston. Good job, Team Punch Out. God, he's mad. Sorry for everybody at home that has to see me in this sort of state of agitation, but I'm sure you're probably doing drunk karate right now yourself. I bet the entire everybody that watching this match is probably doing drunk karate.
Is drunk karate something that you do when you're angry or when you're excited?
I'm thinking about it. Oh, Team Mexico. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, you put me on camera right now because you're just going to see a whole bunch of anger. Put me on camera, I might not even be wearing clothes. Oh, jeez. It's the only thing that would have made me less angry, and they missed it. Oh, it just makes me even more mad.
Team Mexico is going to start thinking that you're rooting against them, Landon.
It's not that I'm rooting against Team Mexico. The thing is I'm just pissed off to no end at Team Texas.
What a turn of events, Landon. Monterrey just catching on fire. Birdie yet again for the win on hole number 14. I mean, look at that, Landon. I mean, it looks routine. It's no problem at all.
So mad at Houston. Hole number 15, par 3. Tiny little thing. Let's see how Houston blows this. Sorry if you're a supporter of Texas. God bless Texas, all right? God bless them. I think only God can save them now. I know that they're one up, but I do not foresee that lasting very long. I think we're going to see 3 holes in 1 at Team Mexico.
Oh, this shot's looking pretty good from Justin Angle, taking the draw off the... Did it go in? Did that ball go in the hole? Oh my gosh, the swing from Justin Engel could not have come at a better time. What? I mean, if that didn't go in, Landon, it's got to be less than an inch. I thought that was a hole-in-one.
Chuck Norris would have made it.
Looking to match.
Oh no. El Terrible. You know, they say that Chuck Norris doesn't get holes in one. Holes in one get Chuck Norris, if you know what I mean. Emma, let's see if our boy can't answer that great shot from Houston with another great shot from Houston. I have calmed down just a bit, but I am still mad as hell.
Gotta sit down. Here, this golf ball's got to sit down. Oh boy, nearing the back has. That's nothing you want to mess with.
I think it bit.
First up over in Houston, birdie putt for Ben Willman, but that is a long ways away. About 50 feet.
Play on. Oh, chip in Vogue. Great chip in, though. Wow, that thing had some pepper on it. If that didn't go in, that would have possibly been on the surface of the planet Mars. This most closest neighbor other than the moon.
Here is the birdie putt in Houston near 50 feet that we were just talking about. Ben Willman, he's been struggling with these lag putts all day long. Let's see if he's got it finally figured out.
Not even close. Dear Lord in heaven. That was brutal. I feel like he has a longer comebacker than that one.
Jeez, Alejandro Yaguno, I mean, boy, oh boy, that had to have been the 10th time that we saw a putt hit the back of the cup and not drop for Team Monterrey. Wow. Oh my gosh, how clutch is that, Landon? The hole out from Jesus Cavana when we have a putt that could not be physically any shorter from Justin Engel. There's a putt that they for sure won't miss, Landon.
That's right. That was what you like to call a must make, making it at the most appropriate, demanding time. If Team Houston can make this, they will find a W on this hole, and it just pulls up short. That is probably the third birdie putt that he's missed short today.
Well, Landon, you know, better to be short by a foot than what his teammate Ben Willman did and hit it near 20 feet by.
He will probably miss this. It looks like he's aiming a little right, but the ball is breaking a little right. I would not be surprised if he misses this right. Oh no, he finds the center of the club. Nice putt.
Very well done from Ben Willman. It makes a lengthy comebacker. I think it's safe to say that two is all but locked up for Justin Engel, but here is Bob Digital, a little nail in the coffin, no thing. And I mean, I can't believe that golf ball did not go in, Landon.
Cannot imagine that he's going to miss this from 1 inch. Pretty par for Houston. Have you ever been 1 inch away from a hole-in-one?
Many times.
Oh, really?
Many times. 1 inch away, but the ball won't go in.
Oh, mini 1 inch. And you're not able to have a single hole-in-one in your life, right?
Yeah, why don't you rub it in a little bit more?
I started at a young age playing with my grandfather, and has always been a golfer since.
I actually played in Mulligan's before I worked here, so I remember playing the league and actually won it.
This was the first technology golf business all around Mexico, and now we've expanded that business to other locations.
Yes, we definitely have regular customers, members who play quite often. They love the technology, love the convenience of the simulator and its location.
I'm very passionate about golf, so I'm very curious about getting the golf community like growing in Mexico, because you know in Mexico there's not very accessible points to play golf. It's actually very expensive.
Well, Golfzon is the best system that we know exists all around the world. So we have the best technology.
After playing different simulators, this was by far the best technology in the marketplace.
Golfers know about that. They know that it's very accurate. They know that they can have a better practicing on their levels, on their skill levels.
So that's kind of my goal and my motivation to grow the golf sport in Mexico and reach out other people that might not get the opportunity to play it, because it's actually really fun and it's what I most love in my life.
So we try to make people happy, making sports, practicing sports, and having a good time at the end.
Hole number 6, it's a par 4, 444 yards. From that push, Monterrey holds on to a little bit of momentum. Separated fairway here, so you're just gonna have to put one out there and then have a long approach shot over water with the bunker guarding right. Pretty cool hole layout here. This could get in your head if you are a slicer of the golf ball. This hole will have your number on speed dial. Not a lot of slicers out here on these two. Looks like a real nice ball from Team Monterrey out there in the center cut. But not real long.
Now, this is probably what I would say by far the most important hole that we have gotten to today, because Monterrey wins this hole just like that. We're all square with 3 to play, or with 2 to play, excuse me. But then if Houston wins this hole, then Monterrey's dormy. So, I mean, seriously, the match just might come down to whatever happens on this hole right here. A win from Houston makes it close to locked up, and a win from Monterrey makes it anybody's match.
Have $400,000 cash, Emma Carpenter, to bet on who you think is going to win this hole. Where is your money going?
Wow. Oh boy, that's a very good question. I mean, Justin Engel just absolutely bombed one down the middle of the fairway. I mean, you gotta say the momentum is definitely with Monterrey. So, I don't know, I don't want to lose that much money, but I think that Monterrey is gonna give it a really good go.
So you're $400,000 on Team Monterrey.
Whose, oh my goodness, whose team is your money on then, Landon?
Emma Carpenter, you cannot answer a question by asking a question. Everybody knows that's number one a rule of broadcast golf journalism. Back to the action. Team Monterrey absolutely hand hammers one out there. Looks like the drives were pretty darn good on this hole. Going to have a boy, Forrest, his shot, 170 yards it looks like going into that green. Gonna miss it short and left. That is just a gettable green out there. You just gotta ignore that water and just absolutely compress that golf ball into that turf. Nice pass. Leaking a little right. Does it have the distance? It does. Nice shot, Ben. Slightly less agitated now. Horse tranquilizers are kicking in. I will be asleep in moments, folks. Let's hope that the match concludes before I go into a full medicated coma.
Well, that was one of the best approach shots that we have seen from Ben Willman. I almost called him Billman.
That would have been the silliest thing that would have happened on the entire broadcast, Emma.
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Emma, I got a question for you.
Sure, Landon.
Do you know how to braid hair? No. I have a follow-up question. Do you think the closer we get to the $150,000 winner-takes-all tournament, the competition will heat up?
With as much heart right now as they would be at the PGA show. I really do, because they know if they lose this match today, it's over. The chance of winning the $150,000 and becoming the first winners of the Golfzon Tour, that dream is dead. It's gone until next year. If they get the chance to play next year.
I gotta say that I think that the competition is only gonna get muy caliente, hotter and hotter and hotter until it becomes some sort of just plasma-like state of pure energy. But right now, I think that they're still concentrated, but they're still so far away from that $150,000 prize pool that the real pressure hasn't set in yet. I don't know if it's gonna get real until we're in the further deep down into the brackets. Obviously, they want to win this match, but man, this competition, as we go on, you're going to want to stay here and watch the rest of these matches, because I think it's just going to get hotter and hotter and hotter.
I definitely agree, Landon, especially with the level of competition. Of course, you don't win a match by playing any lousy golf, and so I presume that these players will know that it's only going to get more difficult. I think they're going to be working on their game. They're going to be grinding on the Golfzon simulators. Wow, what a lengthy par putt from Team Monterrey.
Needed it.
Sure did. But like I was saying, Landon, I just think that it's going to continue to be very, very competitive, and they're going to know that they got to step up their game if they want to be at the PGA show in January.
That's right. Best Houston can do is 2 birdies. Best Monterrey can do is 2 par putts. So Houston is in the driver's seat right now. See what he can do. I wonder if he's been throwing on some kind of Spotify playlist of Taylor Swift or something. He looks definitely like a Swiftie. Does not convert that par putt in Monterrey. Then facing a uphill breaking right to left birdie putt in Houston. Monterrey secures a par. Mexico is in with par. We are now, all eyes are on Houston. Can they get a birdie putt to fall? Ben again just cannot get his flat stick to work. Houston needs this desperately if they're going to keep the momentum up and go dormy. It must make, let's see if he's aimed a little bit right. You're not going to be able to putt through that break from 12 feet away. Going to need to put a little bit of the hammer behind this one and aim right. Watching that green read, he's just going to be aiming probably 2 or 3 cups. Oh man, maybe 3 cups right. It's going to fall at the very end. Man, did I call it or did I call it? How do you miss with the green reads on?
I was going to say, Landon, they don't seem to quite understand exactly how far they need to adjust the aim. This is a must make to push, and he gets that one done.
Wow. Disappointing. Things are getting pretty quiet in both cities. These simulators are They are playing live, Houston and Monterrey, Mexico. These simulators are hooked up and they are playing live. Push. So Houston will stay up. 2 holes to play. If you're open for a blowout to get into an early bed tonight, you are not going to have any luck.
We're stepping up now to hole number 17, the iconic hole at PGA National, perhaps one of the most torturous par 3s that these players will ever face. And it is all coming down to these last 2 holes. This has been nothing short of dramatic. We'll see what happens here now. With Monterrey 1 down this hole, they're going to need this win if they want to avoid being 1 down with 1 to play. Or if Houston wins this hole, that'll be a 2-1 win. It all comes down to this, Landon.
How you playing this hole if you're these teams, Emma Carpenter?
Well, with the water on the right, it looks like both players from each team, both Jesus Cavana and Justin Engel, were really trying to avoid going right into the water, so they both missed long left. We'll see which player decides to really step up and get aggressive, take on this pin.
Emma, if you are playing this hole, are you trying to hit it long to just completely take that water out of play?
Based on where the flag is, I don't think that that's really necessary. I think that you need to be able to trust your golf swing and how well you hit your irons, and I don't think you should pick a long number, especially these players are juiced up right now. There's enough room in front of that flag where even if you did miss it just a few yards short, you'd be perfectly fine. I say you pick an aggressive number and you go for it.
What Team Mexico just did was hit it long, like I said, and Team Houston picked his number and was able to hit that number. Lots of different strategies going on right now. Just saw a really nice ball, just short and a long one, so we just saw 2 different methods of play there. Mexico tried to pick the number and ended up a little short. Houston tried to airmail that green and take the water completely out of play. You know, do you play defensive here if you're Houston, or do you try to put them out of their misery right now?
Well, I think that Houston, knowing that all they need is a push for Monterrey to beat Dormy, I think that why not just try to make a couple of pars. No reason to get too aggressive. That's why they're trying to avoid the water, because that would be just the absolute last thing that you could do is lose a ball in the hazard and give the hole away to Monterrey. You got to make sure that you make par.
I'm Team Houston. I'm trying to hit 3 holes in 1. That's what I'm doing. Because I think that would almost guarantee a win, don't you, Emma? 3 holes in 1?
I would say so. I definitely would say so.
It's hard to match 3 holes in 1. It's 3 pretty good scores on the par 3.
I think it's all right.
Emma, can you remind me how many holes in 1 you have? Boy,
this is
about anything could happen right now. Birdie chance from Team Mexico. Sand save chance from Team Houston.
Now, this is a very important shot right here for Houston. Oh, and it's a very well done. Oh gosh, was that needed? Justin Engel, his ball nearly went over the green into the hazard, which means that now with Monterrey in for 1 par, I think that par is going to take this hole. So that was a really clutch shot from Bob Digital, Robert Scott.
42 feet for birdie for Team Monterrey right there. Very nice chip from Team Houston. It's going to be all but a guaranteed par. Again, Monterrey has already chipped in for one par. 42-foot birdie putt. This is huge. If he made this, you're going to see a whole lot of cheering. But he pulls it left. Oh, no. Rims it out. The angle caught me.
Here's a really big birdie chance for Ben Willman. If he rolls this in, they're going to have a really good chance to win this match.
If he makes this, it will be a W for Team Houston. And once again, 2 or 3 foot short. Wow. Probably going to be another push. Going to come down to the final hole. A must win for Team Monterrey.
This putt right here, Landon. Bob needs to make this putt to push the hole. And he does that no problem. No problem. It will be par as long as Willman rolls this in. Watching intently, Team Monterrey is...
I cannot imagine that this is going to... Oh, man, he's really second guessing. This is a 1 foot putt that he's giving his full diligence to. Yeah. But push from Houston and Monterrey there. Oh, Monterrey's a little defeated. They know that they have to win this hole to have any chance whatsoever.
Landon, this is a superb finishing hole. Plenty of viewing areas, ample opportunity to reach the green in 2. For the more conservative players, middle to long iron second shot. Leave yourself about 100 yards short of the green. Sets up for an ideal approach shot. But the toughest pin position is in the back right. It'll be interesting to see where that pin is today. What do you think, Landon? Do you think that the play is to go for it or to lay up short? Does that depend on which team you're on?
I really think it depends on what team you're on. You know, if you're Team Mexico and you feel like you got the long bomber working, do it. But that is going to put them in a nasty, nasty spot. Oh, that's not what you want for your first drive, and he knows it. Now, he is dry, which is pretty great because he is still in play. He has a chance to do something with his ball. Ben needed that badly.
Boy, that was
time to hit that drive.
That really was, and that was a very, very lucky finish for Jesus Cavana to find that land in between the hazard and the OB. I mean, I was very lucky that ball stayed dry.
Ben and Team Houston with 120 ball heads or club head speed. Let it fly in the air, almost 305. Big hit out of him.
Tee it high and let it fly.
And he did. Looks like everybody's looking for driver here. You know, if I'm Houston, I might say to somebody, you know, why not just get a hybrid off the tee and give a guaranteed par. Let at least one teammate have a guaranteed par. But they are definitely not playing defensive golf right now. You know, it's only 580 yard par 5. It's not that long as far as par 5s go. 555 yards. You know, you hit a 250 yard hybrid. You're still sitting pretty. You know, you go hybrid and reach the green.
A very, very good drive there from Justin Engel. He pounded on that golf ball. But Landon, I actually can't believe this. This shot that we're watching now from Jesus Cavana. Bob Scott, actually, his golf ball is in the same sliver of ground. I can't believe that 2 players, not one, but 2 players found themselves in between the hazard and the out of bounds. And see, look at this. This is a perfect layup shot there from Jesus. Very good recovery.
What a recovery. Unbelievable. Again, if you're just totally lost like I am sometimes in life, or the cereal aisle, not knowing what to do or what to order, what to pick out, do you go for something sugary and pep yourself up, or do you go for something that's going to help you have more fiber in your diet? It is 1-up with Team Houston right now. And we are on the very last hole. This has come down to hole 18.
Gosh, it sure didn't seem like for a while that it would come down to the final hole. Houston has just had this commanding lead, and they've just been hanging on by a thread the entire time over this back nine. Landon, if Houston does pull out this win, they are the lowest seed in the West. It would be a massive upset. Team Monterrey, oh no, finding the out of bounds.
Wonder if he knew that there was OB left.
Wow, very quick reload. Oh no.
I think that's going to be safe. It might be on the green. Nope. Finds the bunker, but he is dry. I would say that his ball is all but irrelevant, which is why that was such a quick reload. I think that he knew that it didn't matter. It's up to his two playing partners to save them.
Here is Robert Scott now. He's hitting his layup over there in that sliver of grass. Another really great recovery.
Do nice punch outs from that nasty line. Great day from Team Monterrey. They needed that real bad, and they have to make that birdie putt if they're going to have any chance trying to get back on the board. Everybody thought that Team Mexico was just going to pulverize Team Houston. This would be a massive upset, just like Emma said. Knowing you that anything can happen. Another great approach shot from Team Monterrey. Needed that badly as well. Able to pull out the great shots when they need them.
Well, it's looking like we've got two birdie putts right around 10 feet for Team Monterrey. And something that I have noticed, Landon, is that all three players, well, Bernardo here will not count that we're watching hit from Team Monterrey right now. I mean, all three players from Monterrey, Mexico have really been contributing. They've been ham and egging it really well.
Like a nice little ham and egg, as long as that ham is bacon. In Houston, try to just feather this one in nice and close. As you see, it is fading. It is going to be short. End up in that bunker. 200-yard shot in the bunker.
Well, it was definitely a good effort. He's still going to have an eagle chip from that bunker after that bomb drive. They played a little team strategy, and Justin Engel decided to lay up. Now we're watching the approach shot from Robert Scott. You know, I think Landon, Team Houston might be purposefully playing this hole a little bit slower. Then they have the advantage of knowing what they have to do.
They're absolutely one of probably that'll go down as one of the greatest calls of golf. Oh my goodness, look at that. Monterrey drip, dropping it in for Bird. If you're Birds, you are either having a stroke or you just saw somebody make a birdie.
And following it
Two birdies
right
from
back
Monterrey.
up.
My goodness. This is bonkers. Look at those two in a row. Two must makes it. Make them both. Almost needs an eagle here to have a chance. So, Emma, can you remind me what happens if they push?
If they push, Landon, they'll go back to the first hole for a sudden death playoff.
And this is heating up. Nobody expected this. Everybody thought it was just going to be a Houston blowout, but Monterrey going to have to work for their victory.
This is huge, Landon.
Not gonna do it, and a lengthy birdie putt left.
I like how we saw over in Monterrey, Mexico, they watched Ben Willman hit his bunker shot, and when they saw he didn't hit it in there tight, they actually fist bumped.
Well, they knew what was on the line, and they knew what they needed to do. The great thing about having these sims linked up is you can see what your playing partners are doing. And you can see what your competitors are doing all real time. 3 birdie attempts from Team Houston, so they were all able to get safely on the dance floor for birdie putts, but they have to make at least 2 of them to put them out of their misery. Going to miss the first. 2 more chances. They have to make both of these putts, remember, just to get a W. If they miss, it's all over. They lost the hole. Would have to make both of these to have the hole, and a half hole would result in a Houston win. 2 must makes. He misses this. They are back to the first tee. Back to the first tee they go.
Monterrey wins the 18th hole at PGA National with the birdie score to take them into extra holes. I can't even believe how exciting this has been, Landon. Monterrey, who never had a lead the entire match, now has brought it to a playoff hole. What do you think of all this, Landon?
I'm slightly less mad, but I'm still angry. You know, it's like my dad on my 10th birthday. He's not mad, he's just disappointed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what happened on your 10th birthday, but in the case of Houston versus Monterrey, I mean, I think that Houston has got to be really disappointed to have themselves in this position, but it's all about the energy that they're bringing. We talked about it with Monterrey. The vibes completely changed moving into these last few holes for them, and look at how it paid off. Now, Houston is going to have the challenge of shaking it off, of not thinking about how they had a 3-up lead for so long. And now here they are. We're back on hole number 1 at PGA National. Par 4, 363 yards, which is really fun. Going to be really fun to watch, Landon, because we've seen that these players can hit the ball really long, and stepping up, Jesus is pulling driver. Why not?
Oh, no. Now, the special thing about sudden death overtime is that all 3 scores count. It is not cumulative for just the best 2. Every single shot from every single player counts, and they found the first ball in the water in Monterrey. It would be devastatingly sad for Monterrey to claw all of their score back, keep us awake well past our bedtime, just to lose in the very last hole. But man, is it fun to watch for you there at home. That was kind of cool. Did you see that graphic simulation in that landing area? You could see all the divots in the fairway. That was actually pretty darn cool.
That's so cool. That is really awesome. It seems like that's definitely the layup position. And now here, with the 3-player aggregate score, all 3 players counting, like you mentioned, Landon, it's interesting to see that all three players in Houston are electing to hit an iron off the tee rather than banging driver down there.
Bonkers. I mean, I know it narrows out, which is how they protect this hole. But, you know, if you trust your driver on any hole, you should trust it on every hole. You know, if I'm either of these team players, I think to myself, you know, oh, I'm going to hit an iron. I'm going to play this conservative. And I'm going to say, are you ever going to use your driver for the rest of the round? Then use it right now. You know, there's no trusting your driver sometimes, but not other. Don't even have it in your bag. Put a different club in your bag if you don't trust your driver. Take it out. You either trust your driver or you don't. That is my mentality with drivers, Emma Carpenter, and it's never steered me wrong.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting take, Landon. I really do. I agree with you personally. It's gotten me into a little bit of trouble, though, I will say. I like to always hit driver, and because I know it's my strengths, and sometimes I think it's the straightest club in the bag, but if you're not in good position off the tee, then you're automatically on defense. And now this is really interesting, Landon. This match has not been at all square since the last time they played this hole. They're on hole number 1, and this match has not been at all square until they had to go all the way around and come right back into this position.
Looney Tunes Cuckoo Bananas is the only way to word that. Look at this nasty lie for Team Monterrey. What in the world are they going to do? He's going to have to hit a giant slinging slice around these trees. That is certainly a swing I have in the bag, but not a swing that they did. It hits the trees. What I would have done was aim over that water with just a club face a mile open, swung as hard and fast left as I could, and just hit a massive swinging slice, kind of like what Tiger Woods did at the PGA at Pebble Beach. He hit that giant sling cut. Call it one of the best shots in golf. Remember him from that tournament. That was an awesome shot. Go back and watch the highlight reel when you're done watching this Golfzon tour. Great shot right there. Puts him in striking range. Oh, Emma, I would say that Houston has this thing cinched up, but you know, you could say that anything could happen, but man, I think that Houston might have done it with these drives and these approach shots. What are your
Bob
thoughts?
Scott taking way too big of a swing here for only a 10-yard chip.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking. Able to remain on the putting surface, thankfully. Monterrey being very cautious. Very cautious about this. Both have birdie opportunities here. One is a chip and one is a putt. Well, one's off the playing surface, one's on the green. He's gonna putt from the fringe. Monterrey itching his foot. Apparently he has some type of foot itch. Look at that giant slinger. Monterrey misses their birdie putt. Houston going for theirs. Things have gotten quiet and tense. Surprising no one.
Oh,
This is another birdie putt. He just cannot get them to fall.
wow. We saw two birdie putts from Houston and from Monterrey just burn the edge. But Monterrey needs it a little bit more. They're definitely on defense here. Oh,
Discussing strategy. It's the first par. Mexico most likely going to get par or double bogey. Houston most likely going to get birdie par. Oof. We just cannot figure out the breaks of these greens. We have seen putts short, long, and missing on the low side. Pretty chance for Houston. It is looking like an all but assured victory for them. They would have just put on the gas on hole number 16, like I said. We could have all been watching a Mr. Beast video right now or more Golfzon tour, but Houston was able to hang on with the massive upset as long as they don't 3, 4, 5, 6 putt here. Man, it's just starting to get a little angry again, Emma Carpenter.
Well, I definitely don't want you angry, Landon.
God bless your heart.
This is needed. This for bogey.
These two kick-in putts for the win. Man, wouldn't it be hilarious if they hit that past the hole? That's it. This is all they need. One tiny little putt for par to win.
This is...
Just whisper at it. That's it. That is the win.
All right. And after all of that drama, Landon, Houston, I mean, gosh, they nearly tried to give it away to Monterrey, Mexico. Monterrey just catching on fire, storming back at the end of the match through the bear trap and all. But Houston, that start they got off to, they were able to hang on to all of that good golf they played in the first round and close out the win. Upset of the tour thus far.
Emma, that was bonkers.
Okay.
What do we see there? What do I feel like I blacked out over half of it. I was just in a bit of rage.
Well, I don't blame you at all, Landon. This was about as up and down emotionally as a match can possibly get. We saw so much great play from both teams today. It ended in a stunning upset victory for Team Houston, but boy, oh boy, did Team Monterrey keep it interesting. All of the birdie scores down the stretch that they put together, but boy, did Bob Scott show up. This was his second chip-in birdie amongst many others, joined by his teammates as well. I mean, this was a really fun one to watch, Landon.
Yeah, I had a pretty nice time until Houston just almost made me rage quit, but they were able to pull it off with the stunning upset, the lowest ranked team, but they pulled out their very first major victory, one step closer to the 150 grand.
That's absolutely right, Landon. They showed their grit right to the very end, and we want to thank you for tuning in right until the very end. My name is Emma Carpenter, joined by my co-host Landon Ashworth. Landon, appreciate you. Thank you very much for tuning in for this exciting match today. We'll see you next time on the Golfzon Tour.